Yeah.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear.
Already hit. What's up, RC? What's up?
I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate. Elevate.
Salute RC. Salute.
I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they want to come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation.
What up, Ray? What up, Ray?
I don't know, bro.
There's a lot. How your day going, by the way?
It's going all right, man. You know, you see me holding my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is this? What? What are you talking about?
It's a lot going on, man. A lot of convenient information getting dropped out. You know what I mean? Right now, a lot of convenient information coming out, and all types of things that were hidden, I guess. Things that nobody knew, especially, you know, even the fighters involved in the situation. Just, you know, about going on 5 months later, all of a sudden.
What was it, December?
Yo, hold on. What's good, Mr. Big Play? Bray in the building. Salute.
You talking December 10th, right? December 10th.
So where
That's
we at?
More than 5 months, dog. That's some craziness, right?
Listen, it is what it is, right? Salute RC.
Salute, Mr. Big Play Ray. What it do, though, Clay? What it do, bro? What it do, though?
I'm chilling, man. I've been, you know, this thing's got me going all day. I talked to my brother Mill City this morning, you know what I mean, for about an hour and a half, talking to him on the phone, and he's trying to put perspective on this whole entire situation. Trying to explain to me what they found out, and, you know what I mean, things that Regis Prograis didn't know. And Devin Haney's been pretty much, you know, the consensus is Devin Haney's pretty much been cheating for the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? His last like 3 fights minimum, that he's been weight bullying and breaking all types of certain California Athletic Commission laws. And so I did my due diligence. It's as if you're already moving on from Ryan quickly. It already proven that Ryan cheated. It's no proof over to probably at Devin. Well, look, Mr. Janet Hill, we're going to talk about it, right? And if you saw on the actual thumbnail, you'll see there's a question mark on there, because I'm glad you brought it up. That's what this is all about, right? Like, all of a sudden, Devin Haney is, you know, doing all these things on the day Ryan Garcia's B samples being tested, and and you know, I want to go into it with my community. So shout out to Mr. Janet Hill for stating what, you know, saying what was it need to be said, right? Say less, Mr. Janet Hill. Let's talk about it, because that's the whole point behind this situation. Is my co-host just said, when was the fight? December
10th, 2023.
So December 10th, 2023. Devin Haney had a fight with Regis Prograis. You guys saw it was a dominating fight where Devin dominated Regis Prograis, and we're in May right now, right? We're in May right now, getting ready to be June, going into 6 months since that fight. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks, it'll be 6 months since that fight, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, okay, this information is coming out that, you know, nobody was aware of. Everybody was aware of it, including the WBC, clearly, right? Including the WBC, clearly was unaware of these laws where Devin Haney was not allowed to gain 25 pounds on the day of the fight. He had a restriction. I hear numbers ranging anywhere from 15%, you know, 13%, 12%, you know what I mean? And clearly Devin Haney was outside of the parameters of that. And more important than Ryan Garcia's actual, you know what I'm saying, positive B sample that came out, it's more important that this is unveiled, and and that Devin Haney's title is taken from him and given, not only taken from him, but from what I understand, given back to Regis Prograis, right? So obviously, I think on the surface level, obviously we could all see there's a convenient thing going on right now. It's very convenient on the day of this sample and the day before the sample for all this information to come out. But look, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, right? I'm sure this is just 6 months later. This is just the right time to drop this information. And, there's bigger fish to fry out here today than Ryan Garcia popping on a PED test. Am I getting this correct, Ray?
You're 100% right with the demonstrations.
Right. Well, it sounds like a lot of deflection once again.
Distractions. They live deflections.
100%. And
this is crazy.
While Mill was on the line with me, I actually looked up the actual revisions, that are there by California, 4 CCR 299, right, in this section. And nowhere on there did it address this situation at all, as far as limitations and certain amount of numbers that he was restricted to. So once again, I'm asking anybody in the chat or anybody who might be watching this, I don't know, if you guys have information that you could share, maybe a link or something to the documentation that reinforces all of this. At this point, he say, she say.
I want to see the contract where it stated that. We already went through the rules of California State Athletic Commission.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the post by Michael Benson that I received that and sent it, right?
Right.
Where is it a rule that he cannot fight after he made 140 at any weight?
I'm confused.
The aliens brought it. They took it back.
I think the closest thing I saw to something speaking to that was a rule. California rule will cancel fight if competitors over 15% above the contracted weight. It looks like more like it was submitted to be a rule. But once again, I found nothing actually documented, actually put into the bylaws stating that this was enforceable in any kind of way.
Right.
I'm not the big law guy, you know what I mean? I generally try to stay away from these topics because it's not my expertise. But just somebody who went to public high school, I'm completely ready to be enlightened and see something that I haven't seen and put some perspective on this conversation for me.
Right.
I'm ready to be humbled and, oh man, I didn't see that. Thank you for showing me. I'm ready to do that. But until that happens, I don't know what this stands on. I don't know why this should be taken any more serious than Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm at least I think they have some fake pictures. They got some pictures of Bigfoot out there. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I'm still questioning about the pictures. But this has absolutely no documented merit that I can see. Nothing documented that gives this accusation any kind of merit. So where did it come from at this point? Where did this information come from? Where can we research this information and read it for ourselves? Where did it come from? Where?
Far left.
Again.
The left. Where you? Hold on, let me grab it. Trying to pull it in, boy. I got it. Oh, nope, got away from me.
I'm trying to figure it out. Chip Nasworthy. Oh, shout out to my boy Nat. That's my dog from back in the day right there, man. From
What's up? Peace.
Shout out. But yeah, man. It seems like a whole lot of deflection, a whole lot of smokes and mirrors, just like the smokes I have in my background, like my friend RC said. You know what I'm saying? And you're damn right. I put it up there for a reason. That's why we got the smoke in the background, because there's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors going on right now. Let me see. Mr. Janet Hill says Ryan has been deflecting on the highest level, calling out MMA fighters, boxers, randomly going at it with female fighters, insulting people's mother in his vehicle, rapping the monkeys. Listen, man.
Bro, He's doing too much right now. I'm telling you, yo. Can I just touch on something?
Please,
And I hate, and you know, I hate doing this, Clay, and I know you don't like this.
Please tap in.
But I hate the fact that all right, let's because we always talk about one topic. Right. I want to talk about the topic, but I need to bring this to clarity. Is it because they hate Devin so much that they just find any reason not to respect him, or is it because they really feel legitimately that he's a cheater and this and that because boxing, they love boxing? Because if that's the case, there's so many cases. And matter of fact, not too long ago, I think it was November, Teofimo fought Josh Taylor. Right before that, right? Josh Taylor came in at 164.8 to Teofimo's 152.
Right.
So why wasn't nobody complaining then? I'm just saying. Why is it a problem now? I mean, this and this has nothing to do with Tio and Josh. I'm not trying to like throw shade on them. I'm just making a slight comparison to why is it an issue now when it's Devin?
Listen, man. I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, right? 100% what you're saying is definitely part of it. There's some animosity towards the Haney team, Devin Haney, Bill Haney specifically. And it manifests in so many different ways, right? Whenever these situations come up, you can definitely see it. I think the question is why at this point all the animosity, right? Like, I don't think there's any more questions as to whether or not there is animosity. The question is why at this point, like, why so much animosity? And I'm sure, you know, if one of their representatives would be here right now, one of the big ones would be they don't like how Bill Haney talks, right? They don't like how he speaks on fighters. He breaks down fighters. He talks bad to them. He discredits them. He says all of those greetings, J.R. Spock. He does a whole lot of that, right? And, you know, obviously in the midst of doing all that hating that they're saying he's doing, he's also uplifting his son. He's calling his son the face of boxing. He's calling his son, you know, he's making it sound like everybody's scared to fight his son. And in my opinion, doing things that, you know, he's trying to poke the bears out there to get the big fights online for himself and his son. That's part of it, right? Another part of it is Devin Haney getting the undisputed title. You know what I mean? That lightweight title, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Not lightweight. No, lightweight, right? Yeah, lightweight. Right. So the lightweight title, getting that 135-pound undisputed from Kambosos, they feel like that was real easy. You know, they feel like there should have been better fighters, which I understand where they're coming from to a degree, but that's where the titles were. I mean, you know, don't forget he took those titles off of Teofimo Lopez. Now, I'm sure with Teofimo Lopez, there's plenty of excuses and reasons as far as Teofimo being sick, pneumonia, COVID, all those things that Teofimo was suffering from that weakened him in that fight. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, from my recollection, Devin was trying to fight Tio for those belts.
And right before Tio.
Now people will say, well, that's not true because Bob Arum said that, you know, confirmed that Bill Haney and Devin Haney didn't show up to some meeting. I guess there was some meeting going on that they didn't show up to. I don't know. But I do know that with my eyes, I've seen Devin Haney face-to-face approach Teofimo and call for the fight. Call Teofimo out and saying you're not making the fight happen while doing this. Teofimo coordinating a fight with George Kambosos. Right. So at some point you got to put some of this on the Lopez camp to say that they didn't call Devin out on his quote unquote bluff, because I guess that's what they're trying to sell, is that was a bluff and that Devin Haney didn't really want that fight, right? Devin didn't really want that fight. You guys don't know. Okay, but why didn't he call the bluff and make the fight happen? I don't know. Then we could talk about money. Oh, there's no money fighting Devin Haney. He doesn't sell. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Listen, man, there's 101 excuses as to why everything they say about Devin Haney is legitimate and why there's never an excuse on the Devin Haney side of the argument as to what his position is, right? Mm. So now Devin Haney runs into a situation to where he's lost a fight, finally, for everybody's satisfaction who hates Devin Haney. He's finally lost a fight, and PED allegations come out. Not allegations, because that's being nice. No, an actual positive test, an A sample popped for Osterine, and at one point, They were looking at it for not what is it, nonstrodone, not 19.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Some anabolic steroid, right? But later on, he was cleared of that. They didn't find enough of it in the system to hold him to it. But the ostarine has been a big thing, and clearly at this point, the Haney camp has been trying to push all aspects, use all any tool they have in front of them to get this decision changed over from a win for Ryan Garcia into a no contest. I'm hearing rumors about Devin Haney potentially trying to get. Because I say rumors because I don't know if I've heard the Haney camp say that they want to get that win on their record. But regardless, if it's there for them to do it, they're trying to do it. And now here comes 6 months ago, Devin Haney came in 25 pounds over a rehydration rule that the California Athletic State Commission had in effect. And Nandrolone, there you go, frequent flyer. Salute the frequent flyer in the building. Nandrolone, right? But he got cleared of that. And now it's the weight thing. And it's the weight thing the day the B sample is being tested.
Funny, huh?
I don't know. Shout out to my brother Mill Cities. He had an interview with Regis Prograis where Regis Prograis basically was saying that he wasn't aware of these restrictions until after the fight, and that he was interested in getting that decision overturned and ultimately get what he considers his WBC title return to him, even though he lost a 12 shutout. 12 round shutout.
He didn't get weight bullied.
Right. He didn't get weight bullied. He got completely outboxed. Matter of fact, Devin never even went in for the kill. You know what I'm saying? I complained about Devin Haney not going in for the kill. So I know he didn't go for the kill.
So let me ask a question.
Sure.
So if he didn't find none of this out until after the fight, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what he's claiming, right?
Right.
How the hell was it in the contract?
How the hell wasn't it in the contract?
How did he say it was in the contract and he knew he came in and he should have did something about it? Like,
well, what he's saying, I guess, is that my thing is, whose responsibility is it, right?
There you go. Right.
Whose responsibility is it to look over all these situations? Who do you have hired on your team that's supposed to make sure all the boxes are checked so that all you got to focus on is fighting? Right? Because I'm assuming your team gave you the go ahead and said, listen, he's good. We've checked everything. The gloves are checked out. He made weight. You know what I'm saying? He's not on nothing. His blood work and his urinalysis and all his VADA work has come back clear. We got a fight on our hands.
Right.
Whose responsibility is it? And another thing is, how is Devin Haney the one cheating? If anything, and I'm saying if anything, the California State Athletic Commission needs to be held accountable for what they allowed to happen. How is Devin Haney in any fault when he's been given the go-ahead to go ahead and fight under the conditions that he came to the ring in? So what does this have to do in comparison to a Ryan Garcia actual pop PED test? You know what I'm saying? How is this comparable, and why is it coming up now in the midst of all this going on right now? Is it coming up now? And how did this whole entire collective campaign start? Because it's all over the place. It's viral. It's all over the place right now.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's so funny? They talked about it then. So for Regis to say that it was brought to his attention, it was talked about then. Why is it now 6 months later that we're re-entering the matrix? Like these 100%. Things keep happening. And the brightest picture of this whole conversation is what you were saying is why is all this a target on Devin? You know what I mean? You get the antics or whatever the case may be, a bill, whatever. I'm going to shine some light on that question for you.
100%.
A lot of people don't understand that Floyd blessed Devin. He gave him his blessings, and he was basically kind of passing the torch to him. I don't know if you remember that. And a lot of fighters were upset. A lot of fans were upset that he didn't bless Tank, who was in his camp. And he was saying that's the next best guy. This is after they already did their separations or whatever, and Tank was signed to Money Mayweather. A lot of people didn't like that. And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I think that's where all the energy is coming from, because they're all Floyd fans, and they felt that he should have gave the blessings to Tank, and they felt that Devin came, and a lot of boxers did. A lot of boxers were giving Devin blessings, and people started recognizing who he was, and he was a rising fan over top of the Shakur Stevensons and the Lomachenkos, the Teofimos, the Tank Davises. He was rising up quick. Literally, anybody could tell me who Devin Haney was 5 years ago. You'd probably be like, But he rose to the occasion. He stepped up to the challenges. He did what he had to do. He became a 4 king before Shakur Stevenson was even mentioned as a 4 king or a 135 pounder. He was a 4 king before, Ryan Garcia, unfortunately. And a lot of people are not fair. They don't like that. And like I said, the blessings from Floyd came down saying that he's the greatest boxer. He's the top boxer at 135. That created a lot of issues with the fan base. And I think that's where we got our current situation of hate on Devin, because he ain't supposed to bless that guy. He's supposed to bless this guy. And it created some problems. And then Devin, of course, Bill accepted that blessing and moved on to another chapter. And guess what? As we look at it, who was the most hated boxer in that time? Floyd Mayweather. Who's the most hated boxer now? Devin Haney. And look at the antics they're going through. They don't care about whatever he does right, whatever he can do, whatever the case may be. They want him to lose, and they want to find something against him to make him look like he's the villain of everything in boxing, and he's not. The dude he never talks. He only talks when he's talking to. He doesn't go out there starting shit on Twitter or anything. He just keeps his mouth shut. He goes there. Everybody else talks. He responds. But then he's the guy who's starting trouble. It's crazy. His dad is his promoter. He promotes the situation and he defends his dad. And guess what? They're one and the same. None of that's true. Because nobody says that about Teal. When Teal be cursing his dad out, telling him shut up. Right? This is crazy. Bro, it's so crazy that how Tank ain't say nothing that his coaches and Leonard liability. Look, I couldn't even say his name. Thank God State Farm is there. But anyway, nobody said anything when they were defending Tank, when Tank wasn't saying anything. But when Tank came out, he said all the opposite of them. And no one said, oh, his team is wrong, they need to shut up. Because if I'm not mistaken, Clay, and this is something I'm going to throw in there too, Tank told Devin to send a contract in 2022. Told him to send a contract. And when he sent the contract, Leonard Liability said, no, you can't send the A-side contract. And it wasn't Tank, by the way. It was Coach Calvin. But then Tank was like, I wanted to fight. So what's really going on? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Devin don't go around saying this. Devin said, I want to fight. And that's it. He ain't say nothing else. People are just hating on this kid.
Yeah. There are definitely people who just don't have faith in Devin. They think he's a hype job, right? They think that, he hasn't fought the best fighters. He doesn't have the craziest resume. People have a lot of different arguments when it comes to Devin Haney. Mm-hmm. And I can understand some of them, right? Like, at the end of the day, though, I want to have some understanding as far as to whether or not Devin Haney has not been the guy who's been looking to make the biggest fights possible. Right? Mm-hmm. So are the biggest fights possible happening? No, not all the time. But is that Devin Haney avoiding, or is that those fights not happening because those fighters don't want to fight Devin Haney for whatever reason? I'm not saying nobody's scared of Devin or nobody don't want, but for whatever the reasons are, those fights are happening. So what is this man to do but to take the next best opportunity at any given Sunday for himself and to move his career forward? Right? It's kind of hard to like wrap my mind around just the constant attacking. If you want to call somebody out and say, yo, bro, I want to see you fight this guy, that's one thing, right? If you want to say, look, I just don't believe this guy is who he is in the ring. I think he can be beat by this guy, that guy, the other guy. That's okay. But when you start digging into the crates to find these different, not a rehydration clause, and when you try to make excuses for somebody cheating against him and things of that nature, that's when the hate looks kind of weird. That's when it gets to be like, look, bro, what does one thing have to do with another at this point?
Right.
I think Devin Haney just really, I think his goody two-shoe persona, his, his hamdulillah, I'm saying, and the way he carries himself, I think people really think that's fake for some reason or another, and I think they're overcommitted and way too hyper-focused on exposing how fake he is. Because I think they reach real hard to make him look fake, if that makes any sense. Oh,
not to mention, everything he buys, has got it from Tank. He's got his haircut because Tank got the haircut. He wears jewelry that way because Tank wears jewelry. Matter of fact, he wears heel shoes because Tank wears heel shoes. He paints his nails because Tank paints his nails. Bro,
salute, Sonny Augustine.
So much. It is so much like nitpicking, bro. And that's what I'm calling it. It's literally what our elderly used to say. It's nitpicking, bro. Yeah. It's literally looking for any little crevice in a crack and be like, yo, this is what it is. Yeah, that's why we don't like him, because he copied off of Tank's outfits. Like, bro, come on. Like,
yeah, seriously. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It really is.
Much.
Guys, don't forget to hit the like button when you guys come in the building. Shout out to everybody who's in the building.
That's what I didn't do. I didn't hit the like button. I just did.
No doubt. So yeah, man, it's a lot, man. And like I said, I'm on the fence. I'm an unbiased person. I'm not no Devin Haney fan. Like I said, if you guys want to call me a fan of anybody, Bud Crawford, if you want, that's what you feel like calling me a fan of. You know what I mean? I do think he's the best fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, you got to call it a spade. You know what I mean? Call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? When it gets to this point on the day of a B sample result that's supposed to be either coming out or tested. At this point, I think it's tested today, and they're expecting the results to come out next week. But why did it come out today or yesterday? Why did it come out yesterday? Why did this not come out 4 months ago, 5 months ago, before the Ryan Garcia situation? Right? Why didn't it come out? I don't know. I mean,
that's crazy. It's crazy. It's funny you say that, Clay, because what happened the last time the B sample was released? What was the news then?
What do you mean?
What I'm saying, what was the question? What was Devin's name thrown in the fire under?
I don't know. What was it? Go ahead, tell you.
All right, but I mean, wasn't it something similar? It wasn't a fight thing. It was something else they had under there when the first sample came out. What happened when he was supposed to fight Ryan and the Nappy Head comment came out? First they released the tape, right?
Oh yeah, you talking about the Gervonta Tank Davis, the smart tape.
And then the next thing that came out was,
and I'm telling you, it wasn't even a nappy headed comment. It was the fondled comments.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, all distractions, right?
Right.
Then the next thing that came out, Devin, 2 weeks ago, was 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. When that came out, right? They were saying how Devin was what the heck? What they were saying, and it was crazy. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with these people? He was on. It was, I think they were saying he broke the samples, or he tied in with VADA.
Right,
that's
right.
What it was. They was trying to put all the. That's when they put the VADA thing on Devin and what's his name, right? Because he's with
Bill and Victor.
Victor, yeah. Here you go, right? So then they threw his name in the hat with Victor. Right, and that was all a distraction. Let's throw Victor's name out there. Let's put Snack in the middle of it. Let's throw that. There's always something to push the noise somewhere else to distract you from what the main topic is. It's basically right wing news. I ain't trying to be funny. Anybody that's in right wing, I apologize, but no, matter of fact, I don't apologize. That's how y'all niggas roll. Excuse me.
Both sides roll on that shit. Stop playing.
Listen, right wing news do that a lot though, bro.
I don't agree.
Listen. They do.
I don't think they do it any more than the other one. I think they both do that shit.
I think
crazy, crazy.
I guess a little bit.
Everybody,
I know. I've been seeing. I'm just saying, the New York Post be on some crazy stuff. The Washington Post be on some crazy stuff. I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's like they like pushing these narratives, bro. They like putting stuff out there at the day of reckoning. You know what I mean? Just to deflect.
Yeah.
Every time. Like I said, where the weight thing come from, right? The weight thing's been a problem for how long? Because they knew about the weight. This was crazy. They knew about the weight, right? When he was saying he wanted to fight Tank, and they're like, you got to come down to fight Tank. You can't stay at 140 and fight Tank, right? You weigh too much. You can't rehydrate today. So this has been a topic for how long? Since the Regis fight, right? He was trying to get that Tank fight. It's been a topic. This ain't nothing new. Why is it all of a sudden a problem? Why did Regis say, yo, he beat my ass fair and square? And all of a sudden, he didn't beat my ass. He was heavy. And he whipped my ass. It was different. Like, come on, bro. Like, all this is different. And that's what I'm telling you. Devin listens to this. This is why he weight drained himself the way he did. because he trying to satisfy the people saying I ain't need to go to 165. I'm gonna go to 155 on a rehydration, and I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah,
bro. It's all the same. But go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you cook. My bad.
No doubt. That's all good. It's all good. Look, man. At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, the reality is there is a test. There's an actual B sample,
right?
And the deflection is to take away the attention from what's going on, Ryan Garcia. Clearly to me, like I'm gonna tell you, I got kids, right? And I got my daughter, and she'll do something. Well, this is actually a real story. This is something she did something like a year and a half ago, right? And I remember this. And what did she bring up? Oh, you've always treated my siblings better. You always let them get away. That even when I was young, she started bringing up stuff when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? She's like 21 at the time. You know what I mean? She's bringing up stuff when she was 13. And Zara, my youngest daughter, you let her get away everything. And Zion, my middle child, you know what I'm saying? He did things. And I'm like, listen, this doesn't work when you're in trouble for something. If you want to have this conversation with me, you have this conversation with me when you're not being confronted on what the hell you just did. You're not going to deflect what you just did and turn this into I always loved you. You're and try to get somewhere and to soften my heart to what you just did. This gets no weight. You get no. I don't care about none of that shit right now. Whether it's true or it's not true, it doesn't matter. So when it comes to this Devin Haney conversation, I don't care if he did it or if he didn't. I don't care if there was a rule and he violated the rule. When he violated the rule, that's up to California State Athletic Commission. That's up to the sanctioning bodies. That's up to a whole lot of people to do what they do with it. At the end of the day, though, you're not going to move my attention or move the goalposts away from what's happening conveniently, because I know it has nothing to do with it, right? What's happening conveniently on the 22nd of May when Ryan Garcia's B samples also get tested. It's not going to work over here. I'm saying on this platform, it's not going to work. I'm already seeing, listen, bro, what's understood don't need to be said. I see that it's affecting the whole boxing content creating space. I can completely see that, right? I can see that all these channels are hands down talking about Devin Haney and this weight situation with Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? Shout out once again to my brother Mill City. But having Regis Prograis on the channel yesterday and having this interview, very convenient. You know what I'm saying? To have this conversation right now, the day of the test. Now, all of a sudden, all these channels, shout out to all the content creation channels who have made this their top priority to make this the most important conversation that's happening for the day. And even shout out Showbiz, who had to debunk it. Showbiz had to come out and just be honest about it and be like, this don't connect. So the perspective and I talked to Rachel, by the way. You saw me on a mute, right? And you saw me talking to somebody. I was talking to Rachel Donaire, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully she'll come on a little bit later. But even she's a little bit in the gray area as far as like this was offered as something that should be added to the California State Athletic thing, but this hasn't actually been, she's not aware if this has been actually activated. Has this been activated? What? Right? Now, you're right. So this has been brought up in this ESPN article about what they thought it should be. So it's kind of like the way a bill is made, and Showbiz actually highlighted this, right? Like it's been brought up and it's been offered to be made legitimate, but it hasn't had enough votes passed yet to actually implement it and activate it as something that's ongoing in matches happening in California, right? So that's why, as I'm doing all my research and doing all my due diligence, looking at all these bylaws, trying to find something that addresses this, nothing addresses this, right? I'm looking at it right now, right? I'm looking at it right now, and it says, contestants shall only rehydrate, not using intravenous therapies for rehydration. You can only rehydrate orally, and shall prohibit the athlete from competing. If they were to do that, the contestants may be required to submit urine specimens for urine-specific gravity tests prior to competition to verify proper hydration. That's it. Two things. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything about 15%, 12%, 18%, whatever percent. It doesn't say that they're not allowed to. There's no restrictions on it. So what is it? What is it at this point? And why? Why? Listen, here's yours, right? Most of the time, most people would understand the difference. Don't tell me they don't know the difference, right? Like, you know the difference between something being actually implemented. If you have to say something to me like, I have inside information, if you have to tell me that you know somebody who knows somebody who's telling you that shit, that is usually one of the biggest signs of bullshit that's coming along the line, where you're the only one, when I have to take your word for it. If this is a law, if this is an active law, then everybody should have access to the documentation that shows that, and it should be in black and white for anybody to see. As soon as I have to, I got friends of mine who know people who's telling me that this is something that everybody knows. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
What's up, Jonathan?
Jonathan 97, salute. Right? So who told Regis? You know who told Regis, RC? I'm gonna RC. I'm gonna ask you who told Regis. Who told Regis? Salute, Jonathan 97. You know what I mean? I mean, even Regis was sitting there saying, "Oh, I didn't even know this shit. You had to tell me about this." So, where's the documentation? That's it. If there's documentation, I don't want to hear nothing. I swear, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear about. Please don't tell me about some article you read in ESPN. Do not tell me about some article you read on Boxing News 24, 24/7 or whatever, or 24, whatever it's called. Please do not tell me about some interview you saw with a fighter saying one thing or another. Please direct me to the documentation that backs up all of this so we can stop all this useless conversation. Because when you go to court, you can't go, oh, this person told me that they want the documentation. Outside of that, this is not legitimate. Move on. We got cases. We got cases to look into. We got other cases waiting on. They're gonna get you the hell up out the way, and they might even fine you for wasting the court's time with your pointless having baseless accusations that you're putting out there.
Right.
Sometimes they'll do that, right? Let's be real, right? So it's difficult to get. For me, it's difficult to get any deeper than that in this conversation. You understand what I'm saying? It's difficult for me to get any deeper into this conversation than the documentation. Let's begin with that. Let's begin with the documentation, and then we can move forward to how we feel about it. But until there's actual documentation presented that shows me that this is a legitimate law, that this is something that is supposed to be, that is being reinforced, because you guys, by saying this, the WBC is at fault. The California Athletic State Commission is at fault. I mean, clearly you guys want to put Devin Haney at fault. There's a lot of people who have to be at fault. So all these people,
Regis team,
all these high-paid, high-powered lawyers who are put to task to make sure he's on point. Regis has a whole entire team around him. He's not just some dude who just who's practicing boxing in his garage and some tomato can getting fights. This dude has a whole entire team around him. Nobody's been able to catch this shit, but somebody looked on the internet somewhere, read on an article, and now the whole entire internet, the whole content creation space is ablaze. Because did you know? Now you guys are going to educate them about it. And where's the documentation? Nah, man, I got a friend. I can't put him out there because he's an inside source. Then shut up, bro. How about that?
Not even the inside. It's crazy.
Your voice.
I'm just saying. And like I said, they've been talking about this since when? This is nothing new. There's no way he just found out. What, do you live in a box? The lights out? For real. Bro, they've been talking about this since they said Tank said he rehydrate too much. Back in December, after your fight. Where have you been?
I would say to Regis Prograis, hey, Regis, you ever thought that maybe the reason you didn't know nothing about it is because there ain't nothing to know?
Right.
You ever think that?
He know that. He deal with Eddie Hearn. What do you think? Eddie in cahoots with Devin?
Then that puts Eddie Hearn on blast.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Y'all signed to the same people. Where did this go wrong? Come on.
Somebody send me. Somebody please send it to my DM. Put the link in the chat. Somebody please refer me to the documentation.
Put it on the screen right now.
Yeah. Refer to the documentation that supports this shit that you guys are talking about right now. Because right now it sounds like a whole lot of fucking hot air.
All right. So if it was in the contract, right? Like you saying, Mr. Big Play, why was it never mentioned anywhere besides recently? If it's in the contract, he should have known when he missed weight.
No, he didn't say it's in the contract.
No.
He said, has Eddie Hearn said anything that was in contact? His contact.
No. Oh, contact. No, I was still reading because I thought it said contract, but that just made it because Regis did say it was in his contract.
Right.
But if it said it was in his contract, why did his legal team figure out what was going on in the weigh-in? They should have been there. That's a stipulation.
100%.
Right there. And the WBC should have been on top of that.
100%.
Eddie Hearn should have been on top of that.
100%.
And it should have been a renegotiation saying, okay, well, we see this here. You're up overweight too. Let's just have a fight. Winner takes all. Or you keep your belt. We just had a fight. Didn't happen. Okay. Did he make weight on? Did he make 140?
100%.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
That's why I said I can't get no deeper into it. Like it's difficult to make this into a 2-hour show about this. It's very difficult because we're going to be saying the same thing.
I want to move on.
Right. But I'm just saying I wanted to address it because I know it's in the news. Everybody's talking about it, and this is where I'm at with it. What do you want me to say about this? How deep do you want me to get into this with absolutely no documentation to back up all this bullshit? Let's be honest. Don't throw no shots at me. Don't say, "Oh, I'm just a Devin Haney fan." Don't dismiss my lack of information that you guys have provided to me as to me fighting for Devin or defending Devin or looking for any reason to say something positive about Devin. Please, bro, spare me that amateur approach to making your argument legitimate by sitting here and dismissing me with I'm a Devin Haney fan. I can't even take that shit seriously.
There's no argument. It's narratives. In the story, I told you, we got too many Bob Rosses in the building, in the world of YouTube, painting these pictures and these narratives. And I'm not calling nobody specific Bob Ross. So if you're listening, that's not what we're saying. We're clearly saying that there's too many narratives being painted.
100%.
Too many painters in the building. Matter of fact, we can forget about Bob Ross and start calling him. I forgot the painting company name now. Sherman Williams, because there's a lot of these dudes out here that work for them right now.
Yeah, man. Shout out J.R. Spock, who's keeping it 100. He says Devin is commendable in his achievements and acts professionally, and let me tell you, that's what they're taking shots at.
Right.
That's what they want to destroy. They want to destroy that. That's what annoys them. They want to throw shots. Bob Ross here, loud and proud. Shout out Joe Haley. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what it is. They feel like he's commendable. They feel like he has a bunch of achievements and he acts way too professional for them. And they feel like it's too fake. It can't be real. It can't be real that the boy was just raised correctly, that he has some integrity about him, that he has a passion for the sport that he participates in, that he had aspirations, you know what I'm saying, things that motivate him to be in the sport and goals that he wants to achieve. And that he's on that fan actually achieving those goals, even though everybody, they can't stand that. They want him to be more real with himself. Be honest with yourself. You're not who you think you are. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not commendable. You're not a pound for pound fighter. You're not talented. You know what I'm saying? You're not holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? They want to just completely break this kid of all his confidence, and they won't be satisfied until that happens. They won't be satisfied until that happens. And it's not enough to just criticize his boxing. That's not going to do it no more. So now it has to go outside of it. It has to go into him cheating and into his integrity and to his honesty and to, you know what I mean, into his the way his father talks. It has to go into all these other areas in order for it to stick, because the boxing ain't working no more because he's actually doing stuff in boxing. Even this loss he took, that's what's driving them crazy. This loss he took with Ryan Garcia being in question is driving them crazy. They thought they finally had him, and I don't care what none of them say, because they'll be like, yo, it's already said. Then if it's already said, why y'all keep saying a bunch of other stuff? If his loss to Ryan Garcia is enough and has already stated the fact, why are we going any further?
All right, well, let me peep this out. I'm gonna address this question. You highlight it. I am Dwayne this time. Okay, what's up, Dwayne this time? Dwayne last week, Dwayne next time, whatever. Listen, bro, salute. All right, if it's a secret hydration rehydration clause, let's be clear. If it's a secret, why in the hell are we talking about it? Because it should be a secret.
100%, bro. 100%. You can't
Why
make
are we
this
talking
shit
about
up, bro.
it? You can't talk about a secret, right? I'm just saying, bro. That was whoever said that should be slapped in the face 10 times over by everybody on this panel, including you.
It needs to be exposed. It needs to be exposed.
But it's a secret.
You gotta expose this shit. You feel me? Really? Yeah, but you better watch out for the men in black shorts.
This shit is so full of morons and fucking naive people. I'm so fucking tired of these weirdos, bro. Like, seriously, casual fucking fans. I don't cuss, and I'm cussing because y'all are ridiculous, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all are living in a world of who is going to pull out the fucking pause. I'm not even going to say that, but you know what? Y'all being suckered. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to leave it right there. The mule is kicking y'all in the head, and y'all fall for it every time.
And I gotta be honest, right? I got too much respect for you guys to say you guys are being suckered, man.
Not y'all, not you.
No.
No, I ain't got no respect for that.
I'm saying I got too much MG. Free me, bro. MG. Oh, that GM?
No, bro, you're not.
I'm watching you.
Just go in the chat.
You're not blocked.
Bro, nobody blocked you.
You're not blocked, GM. I'm looking at what you're saying right now. I don't know what to do to unblock you, bro. Just let me know. Like, say something under your name. This is your burner, so come in under your name, bro. Come in under your name right now. Like, go to your regular account and say something. Let me see that you blocked, and I'll unblock. I don't think you're blocked, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think you're blocked.
I don't have the power to block you, dog.
Right. And I definitely didn't do it. Oh, really? So how do I unblock this dude?
I don't know. Who blocked him? That's what I want to know.
I'm trying to think, where I have you blocked at?
He gotta go into send you his email, his what's the name? You gotta go to his page.
I gotta go to his page.
Hold on, I got you, Clay. I got you.
Oh, you got hidden by a wrench. Hold on.
It's hidden. Oh, well, then it's different. Oh, you got it?
No, I don't. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to go into it right now.
I don't know, man.
Let me go to it right now. Hold on.
I don't need his page.
Go to YouTube. Let's go to GM. Is it under GM? Is your page under GM?
It's G space M. But I don't see none of that on here, bro. I don't see you on here.
Wait, you see his channel?
It's G. I know it's a space between GM. It's not like
right.
It's like two letters. It's weird. I don't see nothing. I don't even see him on here. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Is it just GM? Like nothing else? GM boxing, GM something? Is it just GM? I'm trying to figure you out right now. Hold on. Hold on. I found you right here. Hold on. Now, let me see. Oh, no. Yeah, you're not just GM. You're GM-BK6WX. Hold on.
Weird.
All right. So now let's see if I have you blocked somehow. I got to look into the GM. Yeah, we just on the burner GM for now until we figure it out. I'll look deeper into it and try to make some sense of it. Yeah, let me subscribe. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Let me see. That's crazy. Anyway, let me not get caught up in the dead. Yeah, that's the one, GM. I found you. I found you on. I found your thing. I just literally subscribed to your channel, but I don't see how I got you blocked here. Let me see here.
Yeah, I can see him, so he ain't blocked. Because if I was blocked, you know what I mean, he was blocked.
No. He's under MG, so he's saying his GM.
No, I know that. I'm talking about on his channel. Like, I wouldn't be able to go to his channel. It was telling me restricted. Like, I wouldn't be able to see anything. I can see his whole channel. I can subscribe if I want, all that.
Right. Okay. Anyway, you good, GM. You good. Ain't nobody blocking you. You know what I'm saying? But look, back to the conversation, you know what I'm saying? At hand. As far as this whole Devin situation is concerned, he said Devin innocent. As far as this whole Devin conversation is concerned, from my perspective, I can't get no deeper than show me the documentation. Once I see the documentation, we can go deeper into the conversation. But until I see this law as being legitimate, I got nothing to say about it. I don't know what else to say about it, unless you want me to just sit up here and talk bad about Devin Haney haters and call them out and start, calling them names. Outside of that, I don't got nothing else I can offer, to make it, I can't do it. It's just deflection. It's just deflection, and I'm waiting on, and, for everybody who wants to know, we're still waiting on the damn B sample results. We ain't changed our mind. We ain't stopped thinking about it. We're not going to stop thinking about it. It hasn't become Devin Haney being overweight or violating some rehydration clause that doesn't exist is not more important, or it hasn't taken precedence over Ryan Garcia's B sample. Sorry. So I hope that doesn't piss y'all off, but sorry, that's not going to fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Now we can get into some boxing talk. I got things I want to talk about. Deflection. So I'd like to get into some boxing talk. I got some topics I'd like to get into. You know what I mean? I'd like to put some perspective on the 147-pound weight class division. I'd like to put some perspective on the 135-pound weight class division. Now that we have champions in space, we got Terrence Crawford getting ready to fight in August, which hopefully that involves him releasing these belts and vacating these belts at 147, and we can start seeing fighters like Brian Norman, upgraded to full WBO champion, and we can start talking about some matchmaking.
Big Barrios get upgraded? Big Barrios gets upgraded?
Yeah, that's what I'm believing. I'm hoping. I'm thinking that's what should happen at that point. Jonathan 97, Tio's fighting a Claggett.
Claggett from Canada.
He got a Claggett he about to fight from out of Canada. That's a new name. Tio fighting a Claggett.
He's fighting a Claggett.
Yeah. They used to call him tomato cans.
Claggett.
They used to call them tomato cans. Now they call them Claggets.
Right.
So that's what we're going to call it from now on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to fight a Claggett. Hopefully he gets to him. Look, I'm noticing that a lot of fighters right now are kind of fighting these like tune-up fights, which I'm okay with. Sometimes you need a tune-up fight. I think Devin need a tune-up fight. You know what I'm saying? I think after getting what he caught with Ryan, I think he needed a tune-up fight.
Making it easy, Sandor Martin.
Sandor Martin might be the tune-up fight. Teofimo found himself a Claggett. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fight one of those. And you got Shakur right now talking about, he fighting that guy. Yeah, that's a tune-up fight, right? Or that's a fight until the big fight, which the word is Javante got Shakur. Well, he ready to get busy with Shakur. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Larry Lopez and Paro a tune-up. Look, bro, maybe Larry. Maybe that's a tune-up. Maybe that's, carry him over fight, keep him busy until he can get into the conversation he wants to get into, which seems to be fighting maybe a Devin Haney or fighting a Teofimo Lopez. So, you got to stay busy out here, man. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. And I got no problem with them doing. So a lot of people are saying Frank, as far as Gervonta Tank Davis is concerned, that Frank Martin is his tune-up. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. Speaking of tune-ups, if Shakur really, and this is what bothers me about Shakur, if he really wanted that magic, and I'm not defending Shakur or anybody else, I'm not taking sides. He really wanted a good fight. He had Raymond Martella right there in front of him. 100%. He had him right there in front of him before he took that fight on. And matter of fact, at the date that Raymond Martella fought, he could have still made the fight in June or July, rather.
Right.
And he still didn't want that fight. So he chose to take somebody's leftovers, I would say. You know what I mean? To prove that he's the better fighter. And we got to remember, each night is different that you get in that ring. You know what I mean? He can go in there and put on a show against De Los Santos. De Los Santos can put on a show against somebody else, whatever, however it could be. And it looked totally different than what their fight was based on the engagement.
Right. I don't know if I really agree with that all the way. I really feel like this fight that he has, the fight he has right now, I think is more of a Bob Arum situation. I think Bob Arum is lining that fight up, or the top ranked team is
because he didn't want to fight anybody. He didn't want to fight Raymond. Bob kept telling him he needed to fight Raymond. He's like, I'll get you to fight with Raymond. He was like, no, I don't want to fight that guy. He's a waste of my time. Right. He takes this guy. Like,
I don't think he takes that guy because
everybody else was off the table, right? Everything else was off the table at the time due to the timing of the fight. Am I wrong? Right. So he took this fight. But my point is, he tried, because before he took this fight, who was he trying to fight over at that was on DAZN?
Well, he was trying to fight Navarro. He was trying to split the fight with Navarro.
No, it was Zepeda.
Oh yeah, it was Zepeda as well.
Right.
Salute to Porter.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Right.
So
right.
He looked every direction but Raymond. Dude was right there in front of him. I think what is he ranked number 2 or 3 or 4? Yeah, number 2 in the WBC.
Right.
That was, bro.
I see what you're saying. You're basically saying he could have just rejected this fight too, the same way he rejected the Raymond Maritol fight. He could have rejected this one. Like, I don't want to fight this one either. This is not a good fight for me either.
Right. If that's how you feel.
Yeah, I think he gets to a point though where activity becomes, that's your money. That's what you do to get paid, and you get backed into a corner to where it's like you got to take something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I mean?
If that's what you heard, I don't know. Again, this is what Clay was talking about. I don't know. I just know Bob offered it to him, and Bob put it in the media that he offered him that fight in an interview.
Right. I mean, I don't know what the story is. I know the politics of this sport move the needle for these fighters. You know what I'm saying? Shakur, people like Shakur, they're trying to balance their careers as far as put themselves in the best money situations, but is also trying to put themselves in the legacy and the biggest fights they can get put in. And if he feels like a fight is not the big fight, he's going to push back at it and say he doesn't want to do it. But there are going to be points in time to where he has to fight somebody. And sometimes it don't look nice for the person he's taking. And this is his last fight on that top rank contract, right? This is his last fight. So it's looking like it is what it is. For sure, Maritol looks like he's about to fight Tevin Farmer, which I think is going to be a great fight.
Be a great fight. That's right. Tevin Farmer's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, kicking. I seen him training. I feel like yesterday I seen him training.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Where was he at?
I don't know what gym he was at.
They found him in the cave where Bin Laden was?
Nah, he was somewhere. He was looking, he was doing a lot of work, man.
Well, okay.
Working on them power shots, still alive and still cross-eyed for sure. For sure, Jimmy. That's a fact. That's a major fact. That's a 100% fact.
I thought once that mall fight happened, he just disappeared, bro. It
looked like he did for a minute, huh?
Right.
I don't know who's fighting under either. Who's managing his career right now?
He got a cab and went to Michigan. I don't know what happened. No disrespect to Michigan. I'm just saying. He was swimming on the Great Lakes.
Yeah. J.R. Spock said it would make more sense. Well, it would make sense more for Top Rank to send a killer to try to kill his winning streak. Yeah. Look, man, they don't want to kill his winning streak. They still probably trying to convince him. Like, don't be shocked if Shakur don't re-sign with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? For like 1 or 2 fight deals, like smaller deals.
Or he goes to the zone. I'm telling you.
So at the end of the day, burning a bridge.
More than anyway.
Yeah, at that point, burning a bridge with Shakur by fucking his career over ain't necessarily in the best interest of Bob Arum either at this point. You know what I mean? My guy Jamal making a comeback versus Roman Villa. Hopefully it's going to be a tough fight though. So Jamal is going to fight against Roman Villa at what, 160?
Jamal.
You talking about Jamal Charlo? I think he's talking about
Herring.
No, Herring.
Jamal Herring, ain't it?
No, he's talking about. He said Roman Villa. Roman Villa fights at 147.
Right. Unless he goes to 154, and you mean Jamel or Jamal James?
Oh, Jamal James. Okay, Jamal James.
Oh, okay.
I got you, GM. No doubt. So, I mean, what does 147 look now to you with Brian Norman right now, Unleashed, showing that? Listen, I watched that fight again today. Yo, that boy was putting paws on that boy. He was stepping to him from round one. From round one, he was not stepping back. He was stepping to him. Obviously, Giovanni Santilline, whatever his name is, was also stepping forward. It was an exciting fight, but listen, man, the timing, the shots that he was putting together on that boy was looking crazy impressive. He put that boy down for the real 10 count. Like, it wasn't even a 10 count, I don't think, on the last knockdown he got. It wasn't even a 10 count. They just went.
I gotta watch like his last 7 fights to really get it. You know what I mean? To really draw eyes in, because if I just look at his last fight, I don't want to quote nobody, but anybody that says Styles make fights don't know what the fuck they talking about. Excuse my language again. I ain't gonna say who that was, but they did state that situation. I don't want to be like that that energy. I believe style makes fights, and I think you can get caught up, and it could be your day too. It ain't even got to be that. I got to see how he moves against other styles and other boxers.
Right.
See how he's in the ring. If he's the same way, dominant, just like that, you know what I mean, like a Roy Jones, all day, every day.
Right.
And bro, let's see it happen. Let's see him in Boots. Let's see him in Barrios. Let's see him in Stanionis. Let's see something happen. But other than that,
well, I'm down to see great fights happen at 147 right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They got to build a division up, bro.
Yeah, Boots has finally found a home with the promoter that, listen, Eddie Hearn believes in Boots. He's going to put the bag behind him. He's going to put the promotions behind him. He's going to get the money that needs to be, you know what I'm saying, put behind him and make the biggest fights possible. Boots wants to be active, and I see activity in the crosshairs of what he's trying to put together. I see a fight between him and Brian Norman being an exciting fight. Do I see it happening next? No, not at all. But that's a fight down the line, and with him holding on to that WBO title, that brings that fight even closer to fruition than before he had that title.
Thank you, Larry Lopez. I don't want to hear no more for 154. I mean 147 with Boots, man. That's my opinion. He need to move on so these people can all come up from 140, and all the people in 140 can start fighting each other. And they drop them. Maybe Terrence will drop the belt, or maybe Terrence will stay there and start fighting. Don't know.
I see him going to 154 for sure. One or two fights, definitely one of them being Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt, to see it happen. But I gotta honor and respect his wishes as far as what he wants to do, as far as becoming undisputed at 147. I believe he really believes in that, and I believe Eddie Hearn is okay with that and is going to facilitate to the best of his ability a way for him to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I believe that he's going to probably stay there and fight for those belts. J.R. Spock says Staniono's been MIA for a couple years now. Staniono's just fought.
J.R. Spock.
Yeah, he just fought.
Less than a month ago. Literally the week after Devin.
Yeah, he just fought. He just fought, man. He back at it. He's trying to make it happen and put Lithuania on the map. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely there. Shout out to these Eastern European boxers, man. I'm telling you, bro. Stanionis' last fight was Buddy, who was 6-0. That don't count. I mean, listen, man, he getting rounds in.
It's a tune-up. You gotta remember that dude was out with an injury, then came back and got put on hold because the opponent got an injury, then got put on hold again because he couldn't make the weight and dehydrated himself where he almost died.
Right. 100%.
A lot going on. Then Earl and them, you know what I mean? Just, I'm not saying he ducked him, but Earl was like, yo, I'm taking this fight. You want to wait? And he waited. There's a lot going on.
Let me ask you a question. Let me see. Right now, we got Mario Barrios with the WBC interim. We've got Jerome Boots Ennis with the actual IBF. We've got now we have Brian Norman with the WBO title. Who's sitting with the WBA?
WBA is Stanionis.
Stanionis, right, with the WBA. Tony Bartlett, salute.
Peace.
Rainbow Rain, TK Ray, and the chat. Salute to Toby Bartlett, man. Great to have you on the channel, man. I don't think I'm familiar with you. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like buttons as well. Appreciate the love.
75 away, by the way.
Yeah, we're almost at 1,000, and we're handing out a serious cash prize at that 1,000 mark, a serious one, courtesy of Charles Edward Cheese. Is about to go down, so somebody finna get a bag in the community, a real bag. You know what I mean? Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese again for showing love to the community, showing love to the channel, and having faith and belief in this channel getting where it needs to get to. You know what I'm saying? And being a big influence in this boxing space. And I definitely co-sign that thought. I think our future is bright. You know what I mean? So shout out to Charles Edward Cheese. Let me see here. MG and Brian Norman got an interim though. Yeah, he got an interim, MG or GM. He definitely, yeah, for sure, GM. He definitely has a interim. There's a couple of interims in the weight class, all pending Terrence Crawford's vacating his belts. So when he vacates the belts, I'm thinking that these belts should be upgraded to championships, or at least they'll be able to fight for these belts to get the championship belts.
Right.
I would. What do you think they're gonna do? They'll probably just upgrade, right?
I mean, with the time wasted, it might be the WBO might be the only one that they have to fight for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even though you said Brian Norman just got the interim, because if you watch his last couple of fights, he's actually been fighting for interim. He was the international WBO champ. He was he became the intercontinental champ at one point, and then he fought for this spot, believe it or not, his last fight. And then he got the shot, just like Boots did when he was fighting the last 3 years. He moved up. He just kept getting title shots or whatever, interim title shots. So, yeah.
Oh, no doubt, Toby. Oh, you're from the UK. Shout out to the UK, man. Thank you.
Word up
to the UK, man. Shout out to the UK, man. Yeah, man. So. He was wrestling. What Flyer? You know you're gonna have to put perspective on that one, because that has pause all intertwined in that. So we definitely talking about boxing. We ain't talking about no wrestling.
You just want to be between the ropes. Pause.
4:05 a.m. Man, I appreciate you being up with us, Toby. I really appreciate it. Honestly, thanks for hanging with us for whatever little time you are going to hang with us.
I ain't mean to do that to you, Frequency.
What do we think about the 135-pound weight class division right now?
Still, I think it's getting more entertaining again. You know what I mean? With all the fighters leaving, I think it's starting to heat up again. You know what I mean? Like, especially because you had a couple of guys that was there. A lot of guys moved up, but you have a lot of young guns in the building. You know what I mean? Starting to make some noise, and they starting to make it look like it's about to be something.
Right.
It's a matter of time before they get their shots. Obviously they gotta play the cards right to get their chances.
100%.
Just don't move too quickly. You know what I mean? Because that's when you get clipped. Speaking of 135, you got a guy that's gonna be fighting on this card against H2O, Mr. Kid Austin.
Floyd Schofield.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's gonna be a great fight. I think H2O is a talent that people aren't really tapping into. You know what I'm saying? They really haven't talked about him. I think he's a great talent. Does he beat Floyd? I don't know. We get to see. We get to find out. And speaking of Floyd Schofield and H2O, how many of you guys in the chat is tapped into this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight? Let's be honest. I know, and I'm only saying that because Frequent Flyer brought up the WWF, and you know what I mean? And we're talking about it. Just feels like the right time to kind of bring it up. I haven't really spoke about it too much, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, I really don't respect that fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect it. But at the same time, I'm respecting Mike Tyson for sure. You know what I'm saying? And look, Jake Paul, for whatever his reasons, wants to fight an old 57, 58-year-old man. But did he bite off more than he can chew? Is it the cherry pick that's going to go wrong when he fights against Iron Mike Tyson, the 58 version?
Cherry pick. Tyson would call him out for a minute.
I mean, okay. So, I mean, you saying Tyson been wanting a piece of Jake Paul for a minute?
Yeah, he told him to fuck him up. He literally told him that on the show. You know what I mean?
Well, no doubt. No doubt. I think Tyson gonna knock this dude out. I ain't gonna lie.
I think he wanted to knock his ass out. That dude trying everything in the world. He done got like Tyson Fury heavy.
Yeah.
He won 14-ounce gloves.
Yeah, he got side titties now. You seen him? He got the side titties now. He got them on the side. He said, bet anybody that fight does the best numbers of the year. Probably RC. Mm-hmm. Probably. And the card is a decent card, man. Right. It's a decent little card, bro.
Got the rematch going on with Katie Taylor and
Amanda
Serrano.
Right. You know what I mean? You got a little Darren Till and Cesar Chavez Jr.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got who else you got on that card? I'm trying to remember. A couple fights on that card, man. That card's gonna be a decent little card. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you right now.
And it's free.
Right. On Netflix.
Yeah, man. What's Boxing Film said? Wolves in 5. Good night. Oh, he's watching the game. Okay. Okay, I got you. Washington Timberwolves play. Joint on Netflix. You pulling up the card?
Yeah.
Yeah. Flame on. Let's see here. Let's upgrade this. Decent little card, man. You think Josh Taylor gonna handle this business and right the wrong?
Yep.
With Catterall?
Yep.
MG says I got H2O. So do I.
I said the same thing. Me too.
I think he's gonna frustrate. I think he can frustrate Floyd Schofield into overcommitting and making some mistakes. And I think H2O is built to do that. I think Schofield is amped up. He showed me that he's really trying to be, front foot heavy.
He wants to be elite, bro. He wants to be elite.
Yo, Blue Blood, salute to
my brother Blue. So the main event of that card is going to be Katie Taylor and Amanda Suriani.
Right.
Then the co-main is going to be Ashton Seville, H2O. I'm not going to say that. Right. And Floyd Schofield. Then you have Jake Paul versus Tyson. Underneath that, you got Nir Goyet and Wenderson Nunes. And then you have Cesar. Oh, hold on. This is a disclaimer here by Chavez. Hold on. Might be pulling out the fight, bro. Suspended by Arizona Boxing.
You popped on some shit. Chavez is a fuck up. I'm sorry. He just is, bro. He's a fuck up, bro. I don't know. That dude is a real fucking mess, bro. Yo, shout out to JR Sparks that we got to throw Andy Cruz up in the mix, too. Listen, you bring up Andy Cruz, and we got to talk about August 3rd. Period.
Right.
You're going to bring up Andy Cruz. Right. We got to bring up August 3rd. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring up Terrence Crawford and Madrimov. We got to bring up David Morrell. We got to bring up fucking Rayo and Isak, Pitbull Cruz. We got to bring up Jared Anderson and Deontay Wilder potentially. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is a smug. JR Smart, he's a smug. Chavez Jr. is his father just looked at him like, what happened to you? What did I do? What did I go wrong with you?
You just pull up his name. It's a big hazard sign next to his name, bro.
Yo,
go pull him up. Go pull him up. Bro, go pull him up.
Your eggs in that basket, bro. You taking a big chance.
It's crazy, bro. Clay. You ain't supposed to have no triangles next to your name like that, bro. It's big. And it's highlighted yellow. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, bro. That's them cut.
He look it too. When you look at him, he look like he gave up on life, bro. He look like he made some mistakes, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? It's crazy.
It is crazy. Tarnish the family name 100%, JR. His father was looking at him like, damn, bro, I don't even know what to say to you. I don't even know what to say to you. I don't know where we went left, where we went right. I don't know what happened. You just went in a whole different direction.
Mm-hmm.
In a whole different direction. Let's see here. Floyd face gonna be cut up. Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? More than likely. If you don't put that scar tissue there, it's there to be cut open. He gonna get cut open. What else is going on here? Let's check it out here. Let's see.
Trying to see what's going on right now.
Right. I agree. I'm trying to find it myself.
I have to look them up on Google. I'm going to have to Google this, bro. Somebody Google it for us so we can keep the show going, because I'm doing a lot of research. I don't want to be failed drug test. They literally got him in here for failed drug test like 6 times.
Yo, so Blair to Flair with Adrian Brono. How do you feel about that fight?
Blair to Flair rocked him, beats him, dominates him, pause.
I don't know, man. I'm a fan of Adrian, bro. I just know
okay. Listen,
man. I just want to see him do.
Listen, it's okay. You can be a fan. You can be a fan of a lot of people, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. The better fighter wins.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who. I like the entertainment of both of them. Basically, they're two different type of entertainers. If they were both comedians or some type of stage presence,
right.
I could enjoy both of them. They could be in the same show, and you can enjoy one after the other. You know what I mean? Like a Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart with a Chris Rock or somebody. You know what I mean? You can throw somebody else out. Paul Reiser, who's funny, but not my type of funny, but I get it. You know what I mean? He's funny.
Right.
You put him up there with a daggone, what's the name? Or somebody, I don't know, Chris Tucker. You'd be like, oh, shit. Yo, they flow good together. You know what I mean? Them coming on right after him or, you know what I mean? Vice versa. Yo, right. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to make for a good match.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I just think that he's just over the hill, bro. He has too much alcohol in his system. I mean, too much trouble. I think all that plays a part at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Wear and tear on your body. And not from the boxing, it's just from life. You know what I mean? Dealing with that toxic situation, unfortunately.
Right.
Obviously, we can see here with Chavez Jr. Same shit. You know what I mean?
Too much pressure. The pressure of his legacy seems like it crushed him. Are you doubling down on Wilder beating Zhang? You think that you see that happening?
No, I'm not doubling. I always listen. It's a fight. I'm not here to really pick the fight, to really probably date a fight, to really gauge it the way I want. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards Wilder based on Zhang being the person that just stands there. He walks forward and he just stands in the middle. Now he can punch. Can he clip Wilder? I don't know if he can get close enough. If Wilder puts his hands out to keep him at bay and then punches him with that right hook or that right straight. If he allows that to happen, it's over. Early rounds. If not, you know what I mean? If he does some good guard work and able to absorb some of them headshots or face shots, pause.
Right.
Then we got a different fight. If he can get, you know what I mean? It depends on Wilder's defense and how he and Zhang coming forward and not being in the middle of the ring.
Right. I mean, Zhang gonna be in the middle of the ring. He gonna hopefully comes in shape because he came in on his last fight over 300 pounds. That was just retarded and just not smart for him to do that. So in this fight, I'm expecting him to come in, what, 280, 275, 280?
275. It'll probably be about 275.
So he should be in some decent shape.
Right. I think Wilder's just going to sit there, and Zhang's going to sit there with the George Foreman style, and I think Wilder's just going to put his glove out. Where we at here? And he's just going to punch him. You know what I mean? Because Zhang's just going to keep coming forward, and he's going to land, get dropped. That's the way I look at it. It could change. You know what I mean? It could change based on how Zhang looks. And in the prelims or whatever we're watching, you know, not prelims, but in the press conference and things like that. That can change everything.
Yeah. I hope he wins because I like to see him with Jared Anderson. And that's what I want to see. I want to see him and Jared Anderson going at it.
You're going to beat him up too.
Maybe not.
Jared Anderson
maybe
not. Boxer, bro. He wants to be somebody on the outside where he should be. Guys like that, he should be walking in, punching him in the ribs, in the chest, in the solar plexus, dropping him. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think he comes to do that. Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson is gonna try to box Deontay Wilder and get caught and slept with something. If that's the way the fight happens.
I think Jared Anderson will let his hands go, and I think that Deontay Wilder is going to become aggressive, but also reserved at the same time. I think he's become reserved over the years, and I think it's going to be hard for him to transition into the old Deontay. I think it's easier said than done. I think that old killer, it's easier said than done.
I think you're sleeping on him, man.
I mean, I'm not sleeping. I think it's possible, but I think it's easier said than done.
Jared Anderson makes too many mistakes in the ring, bro.
Okay, but he's getting better. I think that last fight was about that.
He better not try to fight Southpaw with Wilder.
Let's see what he does,
bro. That showboat shit will get his ass knocked out.
He ain't my boy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I acknowledge the young bull.
Now, listen, I'm not saying I told you he's Michael Grant of today's world, bro. I'm telling you,
he's undefeated. He's put a lot of dudes to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to deliver that shot too as well.
I'm waiting for it.
No,
I'm waiting for the Diddy comment.
Yeah, let's do one fight at a time, and let's see what he does against Zhilei Zhang, and see how he comes out on the other side of that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if he looks bad in that fight, even if he wins, I don't want to see Jared Anderson fight.
Oh, you still don't want to see the fight?
No. If he looks bad in the fight with Zhilei Zhang, like if it just looks really bad, or it looks like he doesn't belong in the ring, even though if he wins, it looks like he should just retire and hang it up, then I don't want to see that fight.
Right.
Bring the bar in, let the bar get in there and teach the young buck some noise, catch him with some. You know what I mean? If the bar wins, also seems like Jared should. Exactly. Thank you, J.R. Spot. Exactly. He's very much so. It's just the way he fights. He makes a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? And I think that can be costly.
Yeah.
That's just the way I evaluate it when I see the fights and how they fight and their styles and everything. Put the math equation together.
100%. No, I feel you on that, man. I've seen Jared get clipped and hit a lot of times, man. That's a fact. I've definitely seen him do that. And if he gets hit like that by Wilder, it's gonna be a short night for him.
You might catch him with a body shot, bro. You gotta remember there's a height difference too. Jared's a big guy, pause, tall kid. But Deontay's a rangy. He's a taller, rangier fighter. So it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, RC said Wilder makes a lot of mistakes too, though. 100%.
He does.
It's going to be whoever makes the first mistake and whoever capitalizes. Because my question is, if Jared Anderson clips this dude, what he can clip him with, is Deontay going to weather that and just deal with that? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't think he can hurt him like that, bro. I don't think he has the power to hurt somebody at an elite level yet. I mean, as this competition got tougher, less knockouts, less punishment, less stopping, things of that nature, bro.
Right.
It's been less and less once this competition steps up. You know what I mean? Let's draw the coin here for a second. Let's take two sides of the coin. Two different weight divisions, but same time fighters, right? You have Abdullah Mason on one side of the coin. You have Jared Anderson on the other side of the coin. They both pretty much get their wins. They got their, you know what I mean, their entry-level guys. They're knocking out, blah, 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 blah. The guy they're supposed to knock out and beat easily.
Right.
And as they're getting into the tougher competition, one guy's still getting knockouts. You know what I mean? They went from, like, E-level fighters to C-level fighters. Now they're in B. And B-level fighters are hanging with one guy that he should still be equipped enough to beat them easily, but he's not.
Right. Where
on the other side of the coin, you have another fighter that's equipped and he's doing everything he wants to do, and the eye test is telling you he's going to do. Just saying, that's how you got to look at it.
No doubt.
Let it rain.
You know what I mean? So I change it up a little bit, man. But huh?
So now you're gonna put us to sleep.
Oh, let me switch it up.
No, you good. Oh, no, here you go with the lava land.
Huh?
The lava land. I think Anderson should go over to the UK. I think so. That I think can help him because there's a lot of heavyweights in the UK, in Europe. Period. He should make a Euro tour. I think that'd be a good look for him.
Yo, you know what about that young bull that just, what's his name, man? What's the young bull's name that just fought the heavyweight? You ain't get a chance to you probably still ain't seen him fight yet. Moses Ituma. Have you seen him yet? This kid is a beast, man. I'd love to see him fight Jared Anderson.
If he's a beast, nah. What's this?
You said Lance Meyer. Would you say sleepy motherfuckers? You talking about us, bro?
I am. I work, bro. I work early in the morning, bro.
Tell him.
And guess what? And I coach, and I spend time with my family. And guess what?
And
Only motherfucker I see is you.
No doubt.
That dog. Why you got a picture of your dog, bro? You weird. You know what that tells me? Fake account.
Nah, Lance Myers is the truth, bro. He be up in here all the time.
Stop playing.
All the time.
You got 3 subscribers. You got 5 years. All right. I respect you.
There you go.
I see. Oh, Brian Garcia has arrived. I'm reading his chat right now, bro.
What, he on Instagram or on Twitter?
No. I'm reading his activity in the chat. Yeah, my brother. I like him. Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's a fake dog. All right, no doubt, bro. You got my respect, bro. You got my respect.
No doubt.
I had to read your account. Let me tell you something. Okay. You own the welding company and you made the dog why is the dog red?
No, that's J.R. Spock who's saying that. That's not Lance Myers who said that.
Oh, my bad. But sure.
So what else is going on in the boxing world, guys? Talk to me in the chat, bro. What else is going on out here that we need to be aware of? We got 147 on fire. We already know what was going on 154. We're all sleeping. You know, we don't know what Errol's planning on doing. Fundora supposedly. I saw Fundora do an interview a couple weeks ago, and he looked.
They're about to make that fight happen
with him and Errol.
Yep, WBC gonna make it happen. I told you that WBC got 3 fighters right now. They got a couple fighters. Bam Rodriguez too, but they got a couple fighters that they all hands down on. Pause. I mean, Earl Spence, Bam Rodriguez. It's a couple of them. Devin Haney, Canelo Alvarez, and I just told you all of them the other day. That's funny. I forgot one. But anyway, yeah, they rock with these bats, bro.
Chip Nazareth, he says, I'm trying to bet. Where should my chips go?
You should call. I ain't gonna tell you who to go with. There's a lot of people that give content on that. I'm not a betting person. You know what I mean? Might pay off, but nah.
JR, I've seen Richard Torres Jr. fight one time, man. I'm not really that familiar with him like that, man. Like, I mean, what do you mean what I think of him? What does he belong in the same conversations as the Jared Andersons and them? Yes. I think he can fight. I think that'd be a good fight to put him in there with the Jared Andersons of the world. What's his future going to be? I don't know, man. As he get up into these heavyweights, because when you talk about these heavyweights, we're putting them in the big dog conversations, right? We're putting them at a minimum to the Daniel Dubois, what's his name? What's the boy's name who got beat by Zeli Zhang? Light skin Joe Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at,
maybe at that level, but Dubois, don't sleep on Dubois, bro.
No, Dubois is up there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying
I don't think they're at the same level though.
Who?
I think
Joe Joyce beat Daniel Dubois.
I know that.
All right.
What does that mean, bro? I told you everybody has a bad day, bro.
Nah, it wasn't no bad day. He got his ass beat, bro. Dubois just got on that boy, man.
Yeah,
he beat his ass, bro. Like now, look, Daniel Dubois showed a lot of life in his last fight when he fought against Jarrell Big Baby Miller. But that was a Jarrell Big Baby Miller who came in the ring like 320? What did he come in there? He gave him some obscene number. You know what I'm saying? Some ridiculous number. So he wasn't in the greatest shape. But no, at the same time, Daniel Dubois put on a clinic, showed his heart, showed how he's built, shows what he brings to the table. But I mean, he didn't do nothing that eliminates that loss he took against Joe Joyce or the loss he took against Usyk either. Right, Big Sarge. Torres hasn't been fighting those dudes. That's what I'm saying. So when we're talking about Torres, when you ask me what do I think about him, I got to think about him in the bigger picture of let's go down the top 5 heavyweights right now: Fury, Usyk, Anthony Joshua, Hrgovic, Daniel Dubois. You know what I'm saying? When you think about, you go down the list of the Joe Joyces, even the Derek Chisoras, Joseph Parker. When we talk about all those names, where does Richard Torres fit in that conversation? I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got some work to do. J.R. Spock says, I think we're seeing the fluff in the heavyweight division getting thinned out by Turkey's matchmaking. Yes, I agree with you. Turkey's definitely getting out the BS. He's definitely, you know what I'm saying? He's washing out the BS. He's putting them up against each other. That's why I love the fact that he put together this Jared Anderson Deontay Wilder fight. I'm like, yeah, bro, let's get that conversation handled. Let's get this squared away. Who is it? Who's going to represent America as a top heavyweight big dog in the building? Ajit Kabayel is he heavyweight? Yeah, heavyweight. Yep. Ajit's the truth.
Ain't nobody yet.
Yeah. Put Torres Jr. against Ajit, or put him against Frank Sanchez as well. Yeah. I think Ajit's trying to get up in that title contention. He's trying to get out of Joseph Parker, or he's trying to get himself in position to have some bigger fights. And it seems like Turkey wants him there as well. But Frank Sanchez as well. Frank Sanchez is a problem, even though he had a problem with Ajit this past week, but he also had mobility issues. He had some knee issues, you know what I mean? So we can't call it that's who Frank Sanchez is. He's got a great coach in Eddie Reynoso. Yeah, JRG looked real good, man. I mean, when you saw the fight that he had against the Russian Mike Tyson, what's his name? Mohamed. What was his name?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Madrid.
It ain't got me saying it wrong. Y'all stop doing it. Madrid or something.
Right.
Like
the way he attacked that dude's body and sat that dude down and made that boy actually give up in so many ways, and then he was able to go ahead and bring that same energy over to Frank Sanchez and deliver. Here in my respect. Boo what, Lance? Boo what? You don't think Ajit the truth? You ain't rocking with Ajit? Yeah, Madrimov.
Madrimov. Yeah, that's the name.
That's what I'm talking about, JR. Makhmudov. That's actually his name, Big Sarge. Thank you, Big Sarge.
Somebody got it right. That's what I thought I said. Makhmudov.
Now, Lance Meyer, you're going to say Ajit is a tomato can? Really? That man is not a tomato can. I have to disagree with you. I'm not doing that.
Again, the eye test and strength of opponents are different. So we have to, it could be the same, but you could tell by the strength of the opponents what the eye test really tells you. So unless he's just knocking out everybody that is a tomato can, then you know what I mean. Then we got a good fighter. But if he's fighting people and he's winning, you gotta look at it.
No doubt. Christmas tree.
Bro, what are you talking?
Guys, how long we been on? Let me see here.
An hour and 33 minutes.
No doubt. We could just keep building a little bit. Keep building. Lance Meyer, man, disrespecting Ajit Kabayel, disrespecting that dude before you give him an opportunity to show and prove in front of the big show on the big stage with the backing of Turkey Al Sheikh. This man's future is bright.
That's why.
Bright.
He got the bus.
Yo, salute 2 Cents Boxing in the building. 2 Cents.
What it do? Gotta hear what it do.
Ooh, what ATP's top 5 pound for pound. Okay.
Shit.
Okay. All right, RC, let's talk about it. Shout out to 2 Cents. I know you out there in Texas. I don't know if that power situation is affecting you out there crazy or not. I don't know what's going on out there, how that's treating you, but salute. I ain't seen you in a minute. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Bob. That's a fake dog. The Benavidez fight sucks. No, it doesn't.
Who said that?
J.R. Spock says the Benavidez fight sucks against Vosnik. What's his name? Vosnik. That's a good fight, man. People sleeping on the Vosnik dude, bro. Oh, salute, God. Yo, God is good. God is good, 2 Cents. I know you got that air condition pumping. I know you got that air condition doing it right now. I know you do for a fact. You cooking for your family today? Did you cook today? I've been displaced the last few days. Wow.
I thought you was coming. What?
Wow, 2 Cents. So you back home? there's a link if you want to share. You know what I'm saying? Or if anybody want to share and step up on the panel, talk a little bit. You know what I mean? We definitely here for the conversation. But let's get to RC's question. Yeah, 2 cents. Well, first of all, 2 cents. I'm so happy to hear that your situation, you know what I mean, got better. That you got your power back. I'm home. Yeah, I'm home trying to get back on schedule. All right, good. You know what I mean? That you're back home. Your family's back home. Your kids in their bedroom. You know what I mean? You're back in your. You probably got to put some food back in the fridge. You know what I mean? Cook. Get back to the regular schedule program the way it's moving. But you know, the most important thing is you got that power back. That definitely puts you. That's the first step, right? The foundation to it all. So God bless you guys, man. So happy to hear that that's working out for you guys out there. Top 5 pound for pound. Are we ready to have this conversation now? Now look, Ray, this is the ATP top 5. This ain't your damn top 5. We gotta come together on this one and come up with our top 5. The ATP Combat Media top 5.
Sure. All right. Let's agree on number 1 first.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's start from 5. Let's start from 5 and go up. Let's make it interesting.
It start from 5 and go up.
From five to
that's kind of like dangerous. That's dangerous.
Right.
All right. 5. So who we gonna put at the bottom at the list? 5. Better BF?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so.
Number 5?
I wouldn't put Better BF there.
Number 5?
Yeah, I won't put him at number 5. I don't
there she is.
Oh.
Rachel Donate.
She in the building. What's up, Ray?
Hey, what's up? My phone died. I'm those weird iPhones that I can never figure out how to use. But what's up?
Man, we're hanging in there. But you know what? We're gonna do the top 5 in a minute. We got Rachel on here right now. I want to know if Rachel, if you have anything to like contribute to the conversation about this whole entire Devin Haney rehydration clause, him rehydrating past a certain amount, I guess 15% or whatever the number is. Like, what is this story about at this point? What legitimacy? Because I'm trying to find documentation to help back up all these accusations that are out here, and I can't find the documentation as far as on the California Code of Regulations.
So, I mean, I think I sent you something that someone posted on Twitter or X, whatever we call it now, that they're still discussing it. So when this whole thing started to come about, I thought it was interesting because it was introduced in 2018. It was a discussion, and, Nonito had fought in 2021 twice, and we were never re-weighed the day of the fight. So as far as implementation of the actual regulation, I think has to be looked at. If it's not in the regulations at this point, that means it hasn't been regulated. And from what the person who brought it up on YouTube, he is saying that there's still conversation if it needs to still be regulated or not. I say that because one of the things that we're talking about rehydration and how we're concerned about the amount of weight that they're rehydrating. But the rehydration really isn't the point of health. We're not worried about the rehydration. We're worried about their dehydration. And I think there was a notice or something that went out to say that, listen, we're talking about this, but we need to talk about how do we prevent dehydration before we talk about rehydration in March of 2024. So that begs to say that we're still having discussions just like that we do in most of the politics. Something is brought to an attention, there's minutes, there's meetings, it has to pass, Congress, then it has to pass Senate, then it has to pass the president's desk. there's certain types of conversations that need to be had before it actually passes. So, I mean, with that being said, it's not the rehydration that we're worried about. Let's be honest. That isn't what we're worried about. We're worried about the dehydration of the athlete and how critical that is. So how do you put a numerical value to make sure that the athlete that you're testing isn't dehydrated to a significant level?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And listen, when it comes to this conversation about rehydrating and dehydrating, I'm a big supporter of putting some sort of structure to this conversation, because I'm the first one to tell you I don't like what I saw Devin Haney doing. I don't like the way he was looking. You know what I mean? I didn't appreciate these weight cuts, the way he was looking in these weight cuts, and then him rehydrating 25 pounds the next day. I think that was a big factor in that loss against Ryan Garcia, as far as his ability to take punches and absorb punishment. You know what I'm saying? I think when you're dehydrated like that, lack of water around your brain, things of that nature, and you're having these bad weight cuts, something needs to be said towards that. So I got no problem towards the structure being built around it, but I do hold a little bit of issue with accusing the man of doing something that is not against any laws that are on paper.
I agree, but one of the key points that you keep saying is that you're worried about his dehydration level. And so if we're only measuring based on the point of rehydration, then that's not something that can be actually measured.
Right.
So you're saying that you're concerned about their dehydration level. If you're worried about that, then we need to actually look at the testing results that we can look and compare the numbers to, as far as how dehydrated are we talking about? Is it, are you are you 20% hydrated? Are we 10% hydrated? Like, what is your water content when it comes to that kind of conversation? Because I don't feel like anyone's saying, like, well, you rehydrated to anything, it doesn't matter. If the safety of the fighter is what we're talking about, then it's the dehydration level that we actually need to focus on. And that's not what they're testing for. If you're testing for a rehydration level at 15% above the weight.
100%. 100%. So does it need to be redirected? Or, I mean, in my opinion, at this point, it's not going. It seems like the direction that they're going in is monitoring the dehydration, right? Am I correct?
No, they're monitoring the rehydration.
So that's not really helping nothing, is what you're saying.
Right. No. It's not helping anything. There are medical scales at this point that can test the actual muscle, how much muscle is in your body compared to the fat percentage, compared to the water content within your body. So if it were to say that when you stepped on a scale, a medical scale, and you made the weight, okay, great, you made the weight, but you have to now step on a medical scale that has electrodes that actually show your dehydration level. Then now we have a discussion to talk about. If you're down to, God, like just levels that a human should not be able to operate
like
on,
7-8%, right? Like that craziness, those crazy numbers.
Yeah. Then they have to establish that you are too dehydrated to fight. That's what 100%. We're arguing. We're not arguing about, like, oh, we're the rehydration levels. Like, who cares? Like, you, compared to me and you, I barely eat like once a day. So if I eat that once a day and then you're testing me at dinner when I'm not eating dinner, then it's really nothing. But you have to actually step on a scale when they're doing the pre-fight medical. So there's a pre-fight medical where everybody goes through this thing. They ask you what date it is. They ask you to put your left hand up, stand on your left foot, stand on your right foot, all these things, right?
Right.
During that testing, they should be required to step on a scale that test their hydration levels. And at the point that the hydration level does not meet a certain requirement, then you cancel the fight.
That makes sense. And I know, Rachel, you're familiar with the mixed martial arts scene a little bit. You deal with fighters over there. So are you familiar with how ONE FC does it? And I want to say in Thailand or in, where's it at? Like, is it in Vietnam? Are you familiar with them at all? ONE FC? Where like Mighty Mouse and them fighting?
No, I have some fighters that do fight in ONE FC, but I don't the way that.
Right. So what they're basically doing over there is they're forcing fighters to fight closer to their rules, engage in that conversation as far as the dehydration is concerned. They're not allowing fighters who aren't supposed to fight. They're like putting you in the right weight division. You are based a lot on your walk around weight and what you're able to cut safely. They're not allowing fighters to just cut ridiculous amounts of weight to fight in weight classes so that they can weight bully fighters the day of the fight. They're actually doing that. You know what I mean? Over there.
Let me say this. Like, the way that the commissions have been able to run it, I don't believe, like, weight bullying is a thing. Because if you made the weight, you made the weight. I think that commissions based on before, it used to be a 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock weigh-in. And all of a sudden, we're running it back to 8 a.m. weigh-ins on Friday night. I think that the commissions are need to be held responsible for why they're doing, what is it called? Closed door weigh-ins, and then doing a public weigh-in at the end of the day. Honestly, when it comes to like betting odds, even at that, we can't bet concisely and consistently based on how they're actually stepping on the scale, full form when they're supposed to step on the scale.
Right.
We're having to be pretending that they didn't just weigh in 4 hours before. So if you want to do something as closer to the weight, I've done U.S. Opens the day before, pretty much less than 24 hours because I would weigh in at 3 p.m. is when the weigh-ins opened. I could fight as early as 9 a.m. the next morning.
Right.
Team trials and Olympics were 6 a.m. the day of the fight, and you could be in the ring as early as 9. I don't disagree that same day weigh-ins would cut people from doing this. But what the commissions have been doing is actually the opposite.
What have they been doing?
They've been allowing weigh-ins as early as 8 a.m. on Friday and doing a ceremonial for like pom-poms and yuhas at 1 to 3 p.m. So commissions are allowing this kind of debauchery in the sport because we used to just have to do it at 3 p.m. 2 to 3 p.m. You weigh in on Friday, and then depending on which time schedule you are, you're in the ring between like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. But they have rolled the time back to allow the fighters to rehydrate, which allows them to gain more weight and to not be accountable for if they are not around the weight. The commissions are the ones that are complicit in allowing this kind of weight discrepancies when it comes into the fight ring.
Right. I'm actually going to pull up this right here just to kind of give you an idea of what ONE FC is doing or ONE Championship is doing. Just to kind of share screen. Rehydration protocol. Is this it? Yes, this is. Share. All right. Ooh, you're breaking up. Okay. So right here, for you guys to see, I think Rachel had to dip off for a second, huh? It says ONE Championship's rehydration protocol for MMA athletes include a urine-specific gravity test to ensure that they are hydrated before an event. This test is performed 24 to 48 hours before the event, and a medical technician supervises the athletes as they provide a urine sample. A refractometer is then used to test the sample, and the athletes are considered hydrated if their urine is specific gravity is 1.0250 or lower. Right? So they basically are implementing something here. Rehydration is an important part of the weighing process for MMA fighters because dehydration can lead to brain damage, kidney failure, or passing out if left untreated. After weigh-ins, fighters rehydrate by drinking water and electrolyte-based energy drinks. Right. So they're basically implementing a protocol here that's going to they're acknowledging the issue with these fighters dehydrating themselves into unsafe levels. You know what I'm saying? To get themselves in divisions that they probably shouldn't be in if they got to go right. If they got to take that, go to that extent. To make the fight. I mean, there's videos out there of Chris Cyborg or Khabib Magomedov doing extreme weight cuts where Khabib's actually not made it out to fights because of kidney failure, having to go get rushed to the hospital. You know what I mean? Sitting there trying to cut this weight to make it in the division. And it's crazy. I've seen dudes stand up as far as mixed martial arts is concerned, stand up on the scales looking like Ethiopians, like looking like they're getting starved. You know what I mean? Dehydrated, all liquid removed from their body. And
bro, it's bad. It's bad. It's not good for boxing. It's not good for any sport. You know what I mean? We've seen it. We listen. People were questioning the way Bud was trained before the whole Earl fight. How he was looking in his what's the name workouts and stuff like that, and how he was walking around with a sweater on and his head covered up, how small his neck looked and stuff like that. Yo, it's crazy. I was just like, yo, it's. I mean, it shouldn't look like that. Yeah, I just sent you that. Look good, huh? Pause. I don't know how credible that is, though, but yeah, man, it's too much, man. At the end of the day, they got to come up with a better plan. I don't mind them just doing a 1 day weigh-in like the day before instead of like 2 days before, or I'm sorry, not the day before, like an evening. I'm sorry, so it's closer to their coming in, or have them weigh in that night and then have them weigh in again like maybe right 12 o'clock that day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? False news. There's what?
Kinda. Yeah, I don't think those results are going to come in until next week, bro. Anything that's saying that they got the results in, they're lying, bro. They're making shit up.
Yep.
Hey, Rachel, you back?
Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
The phone's charged now.
No, I'm on my laptop.
Oh, she's on my laptop now, yeah.
So, one student puts a urine specimen, ensure they are hydrated for it, assess for medical testing. Yeah, so that's pretty much the same thing that kind of like when VADA takes your urine sample. The DPOs that are present, you pee in the cup, and whatever is left, they actually do a specific gravity test to make sure that you're hydrated enough before the event. Now, none of the commissions do this.
Right.
Really?
No.
No. I'm saying really. Like, I get it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, they don't. They, like, if anything, before you glove up, which means, like, when you get into the locker room, they might take a state commission test. They'll have you pee. They're not doing anything. They're not even doing a specific gravity test to ensure that you're hydrated enough before the event. So that's what I'm saying. Are we fighting against, I think 2 Cent said it, dehydration is why fighters are dying. If we're fighting against dehydration and not rehydration, then we need to fight against the dehydration percentage and have a number put up against it.
100%.
Right.
100%, man. I mean, I like I said, a big advocate for them putting some structure to this part of the conversation. Big advocate, man. The fighters are really putting their bodies through some real horrible situations. I saw a video a couple of weeks ago of a fighter who's literally shaking coming off the scale. Like they had to help him off the scale to get, you know what I mean, in the back room to get some liquid back. He made the weight, but like, what kind of state of, you know, what kind of state is he going to be in for the fight? Is he going to have enough time to hydrate himself appropriately so that he can compete at a high level?
Yeah, and I think that's the conversation that we should be having. Like when you're saying like I weighed in, let's just say I didn't eat, but I was hydrated, and the conversation is the repercussions of being dehydrated that could cause more brain damage because of the lack of fluids within the brain. Okay, if that's your argument, then you need to show I'm dehydrated. So if I just don't eat for a week and I lose 7 pounds to make the weight, but I'm fully dehydrated, I'm fully hydrated, then your argument goes out the table. I stepped on the scale 7 pounds under because I didn't eat, but I'm hydrated. And then when I decide I'm actually able to eat, then depending on the time of the weigh-ins, I could have, if it's an 8 a.m. Weigh-in, I could have breakfast, I could have lunch, I could have brunch, I could have dinner, I could have an after dinner. Then I could also have breakfast and lunch and a snack before I step in the ring.
Right.
So we need to actually be measuring the dehydration levels of a fighter and not what they're stepping in on a scale as a rehydration. And I'm using air quotes, you can't see it, because a rehydration is not the same as the food that they're putting in depending on their weight category.
That makes complete sense, Rachel. 100% makes complete sense. Real enlightening on this topic. That's why I had to give you that call and get you in on this conversation so we can get some real perspective on what the real issue is here and what the danger is that they're trying to avoid, and you know what they don't even care anything about. Nobody cares about Devin Haney swelling up to whatever he swelled up to if he made the weight on the scale. The question is, when he's up there looking like, you know, like an Ethiopian, when he got raccoon eyes, and you know what I'm saying, and he's looking like, how safe is that for him? For him, how safe is that?
It's not.
Well, let's just okay, I mean, Clay, you're a lot bigger than I am, but if you were to not eat for 7 days, right, and then you were to weigh in, and then now you have free reign to eat anything for the next 36 hours, how much weight do you feel that you would gain? If you could eat anything,
right,
steaks on steaks, pasta on pasta, anything that you wanted to eat. Because I know guys that can gain about 5 pounds in just one meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I could put on some weight. You know what I'm saying? I never weighed myself that I ate, but I'm sure I've, you know what I mean, give me free reign, I can make some things happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me just read this one thing that 2 cents is saying, just kind of, let's see what she's saying. She's basically saying, I think they're thinking that if you, if they say you can only fight 15% above the weight, then you move, 15% above the weight, then you would move up to the, to fight at a weight you want to compete at. Does that make sense? Like if Devin weighed in at 165, would he move up and not have to dehydrate to 140?
Do me a favor. Do 15%. What's 15% of 105? Just do it. I don't have my.
Of 105?
Yep.
It's 1575.
115?
So 16.
Oh, 15 pounds. Yeah, so 16 pounds. 15.75 pounds.
So 105 plus 16 is about 120.
Right.
Ish? Okay. I will tell you right now, I think people have noticed this, is that sometimes I have shoots that I have to do as a model or whatever, depending on my sponsorships and endorsements. I've cut down to 105, completely hydrated, yet not eating. And when I ate, ballooned up to 115, 118 within 2 days.
Wow.
So again, I think If we're talking about dehydration, we need to focus on dehydration. How do we test dehydration? We need to test the water content within the body. And if that's what we're arguing against, then that's what we need to stick by and test for, not the amount that if I don't decide to eat for 2 weeks because I have a shoot to do, but I'm still fully hydrated. The moment I put food in my body, it's going to weigh.
Right.
100%. 100%.
And you know what's weird to me? What's weird to me is that anyone that's asking these, these rehydration, dehydrations, and food questions, I'm not saying this is 2 cents, but I'm saying this in general. You also understand that Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis at 136, and he's willing to fight at 154 or higher, and no one is questioning?
100%. That's a fact. That is a major fact. That's what Casey was saying. Casey was saying that when we had him up here. Go ahead, Ray.
I said the same thing. I said even when he was coming down from like 165 down to 135 when he missed weight with Gamboa, he went back up to like 150 something. Nobody said nothing. Because remember, he missed weight and he went back up to like 152 to fight Gamboa for the title.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like,
all that movement and still being able to be strong, still being able to, be active and compete on that high level. Nobody's asking questions about that. And I would have to say that I'll give people their respect to say that people just aren't aware of how this works. But there's a lot of professionals out there like Casey or like Victor Conti or, just strength and conditioning coaches who understand a little bit more about how these weight cuts go and how unrealistic or realistic certain scenarios are. Watching Ryan Garcia gain all this weight, still be effective, still be quick, lose all the weight and still compete on that level, it should definitely raise some eyebrows. I don't see how it can't. But I remember when Ryan Garcia was getting ready for this for this Devin Haney fight, and I mentioned to Zab Judah and Mill City, and I said, man, it seems like Devin Haney's going through a second puberty. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I just watched him go through an interview. He's like, he's blowing up. He's getting so big, and his voice has gotten really deep. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten really deep in comparison to how it was. Nah, he probably just going through this and that. Said they're like, you can't accuse him of using any type of PEDs or. I'm like, I'm not accusing him. I'm just noticing the change in the way he's built, right. The change in his attitude. I'm acknowledging that. I don't know what to attribute that to, but I'm saying, have you guys noticed this change in him?
Well, I think it's more so the fact that, like, if you have Zab on there, you have fighters. Like, I'm not discrediting anyone that's a content creator, but, like, let's talk to the fighters. Like, Zab, can you jump 3 fucking weight divisions in a year? Healthy, clean, and everything that we're talking about. You're going to jump 3. Mind you, before these conversations, jumping 1 weight division was already, like, people were like, you sure that your power is going to move up? 2 was suicide.
Right.
We're talking about 3, and all these people are pretending like this is normal. It's not normal. Look at Inoue. Inoue went from 115 to 118. Look at how long he stayed in those weight divisions. Right. And then 122, right? He's not jumping divisions within a year. 3 weight divisions at that. Mm-hmm. And yet, all of a sudden, we're just supposed to ignore science. We're supposed to ignore the track record and history of how these fighters move up in weight.
Right. 100%.
No, with you. That makes sense.
100%. And only people who want you to do that are the narrative pushers, right? And that's why the unbiased, like, just trying to learn and get the understanding of the science is so important. And you can tell that these, people choose what they feel is important in comparison to what's not important. So just eliminating Devin Haney out of the conversation so that people can get out of their feelings about what this makes Devin Haney look like, because that's what this is all about. Devin Haney.
You mean Ryan?
Well, no, Devin. It's about Devin. It's about Devin. It's not about Ryan. It's about the win. It's about the win over Devin. It's about the
Wait,
law.
no, yeah, Ryan winning over Devin.
Right, Ryan. But if it would have been anybody, I'm saying it would have been this conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Ryan just happens to be the person on the chopping block in the conversation. But the real reason why nobody wants to acknowledge seeing Ryan change that way, or acknowledging that, acknowledging the science that's over this whole entire conversation with Ryan, is because you can tell, because as soon as you start talking about this, what are people going to say? Devin Haney had nothing to do with. They're going to bring Devin up. It's never going to be about Ryan. That's why this conversation gets pushed to the side the way it does. It's because of the content that they have for Devin Haney and for for Bill Haney. If you want to be more accurate, if you want to say it's for Bill, okay, fine, Bill. But that's why we can't talk about this conversation about how crazy this looks for this man to move 3 weight divisions, like you said, and still keep everything and lose nothing, speed, nothing, just completely transition with effortlessly. And we can't talk about it without us making excuses for Devin Haney. Or you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
I agree.
They said Toussaint said that's crazy. You say that when Crawford and Canelo is the biggest fight in boxing. People think that fight makes sense. Listen, man, Crawford's not jumping up to 168 like you guys would like him to do it, or paint him doing it. He's going to 154 right now. He's going to compete there. He tried to get there was rumors of him competing at 160. He's doing it, I mean, he's in the gym training and getting himself there. But look, at the end of the day, Crawford didn't pop on no PED test. Ryan did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where the attention's got to get put into. Ryan popped. And nobody wants to acknowledge that as enough reason as to question what this man is. It's already, look, like I said, when I brought it up to Zab Judah, what I saw the changes in him, it was legit at that point to say, listen, man, don't just jump the gun and accuse that man of doing something. I'm not. I'm just acknowledging the change that I've seen him, and have you guys noticed it? But once he pops on that test, pops on a PD test, that puts this whole transition into perspective.
Yeah.
Right? It puts it into perspective. Now you can look back at what you've seen him go through and what you've seen him doing and be like, hold on, that did look weird. You know what I mean? Shakur Stevens said, I ain't gonna lie to you, when I saw what was happening in there, I thought about that. I said, that looked crazy to me. He said that.
Right.
And he don't care nothing about no damn Devin Haney. Check the record.
And when I really bring up these things, Rachel, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but and I was telling Clay earlier, I said, Teofimo, nobody talks about Teofimo beating up Josh Taylor, who came in at 164. And he was weighing in at 164.8, and Teofimo was at like 152, I believe, on his recovery at that fight. And go ahead, real quick.
I'm going to answer 2 cents. It's not about the divisions he's moved up to, right? Understand what I'm saying. He was a 135 pounder. He can't even make 140 all of a sudden. He can't make 140. The lowest he can go is 143, supposedly, right? And he's challenging to fight Sebastian Fundora at 154 or David Benavidez at 164.
Right.
How is he able to move that way and even entertain fights like that? You know what I'm saying? He can't come down to 140. How is he able to do it?
Well, Ryan went from 140 pounds. Actually, his last 135 pound was, of course, against Luke Campbell. After that, he went up to 140 against Tago Fortuna. Davis was the only one in between, and then Duarte, and then Haney, right?
Right.
So he did 135 and then 140. But to go from 140 all the way to 154, which a 154 pounder normally walks in the ring plus 20, plus 15. So you're looking at what, 170?
Right.
You're going to tell me that Ryan Garcia walks in at 170 to 175 to be able to fight at 154. So if you're going to tell me that argument that he is bigger, then you also have to concede that he shouldn't have been in 140 or fighting Tank at 136, right? Because what we're talking about is rehydration, dehydration, and what fighters shouldn't be able to rehydrate to.
Right.
100%.
You can't argue for him to be in those weight divisions and then tell me that he can go to those weight divisions knowing what he's walking around at.
Right.
Big facts. That was the clearest way to put it. The way you did it right there was the clearest way to put it. It's about the fights that are being entertained for Ryan Garcia. It has to raise eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? It just has to. For him to compete in those weight classes, certain things come with that. And how can those things come with that in a healthy way? It has to raise eyebrows. Ryan Garcia's whole entire movement is it's questionable, to say the least. It's reasonable to question what you're seeing with Ryan Garcia. And to get attacked for questioning what's clearly there, what the science is already shown is a remarkable thing to happen, just kind of shows there's a narrative behind it. There's no reason to attack anybody who's asking these questions at all.
Well, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, Scooter came out and he said, and I don't know Scooter from Jack across the street, but right. Scooter said that he was, I believe, between 154 and 156 on right. Thursday night at 8 p.m. What does that tell you? If you're right. fighting for rehydration and dehydration, he's literally trying to cut 10 to 13 pounds in 12 hours. If you're telling me that we should be making sure the fighters are safe, Scooter's telling you what he was hired to do. And I could have told you that the week before. Like, with the week of the fight, I said, I was like, this fool's not going to wait. No right. way he's going to wait.
I saw it too, Rachel. I saw it too. And I know the Haney saw it. That's why they put that 500,000 per pound.
Which bet. Is why Daddy said, don't do the bet.
Right.
Do you remember that? Daddy was like, don't do that. Well, yeah, Henry. Of course. Because Daddy knew.
He's like, you're not going to make that way, bro. You're not going to make. But I think at that point, Ryan acknowledged that and didn't really care. He knew he was going to make all this money, and he knew that what he was coming to do. So he had no problem giving. In his mind, he cashed out $1.5 million. I'm going to hand you that, no problem. This money I'm about to make after I do what I'm about to do tomorrow night, it's going to put all this in a better perspective. Let's do it.
Right.
You know, for sure, man.
And that's what we need to hold people accountable. I think like the goalpost gets moved way too much. So if we're gonna say that Ryan Garcia, like at the best of him, let's just say that he like 154 is 12 hours before the weigh-in, and he had to drop 13 pounds. Is that okay for you? Is that right. Like, if you're going to tell me that it's the safety of the fighter, was that safe?
I don't see how it was. Mm-mm. Not without some help. And even
yeah,
then,
but you have to, like, let's put it on the same playing field. You're saying dehydration is going to kill fighters? Well, this dude is trying to cut 13 to 16 pounds, 12 hours. If you're concerned, then you should be addressing that. Because right. Scooter, who was the weight cut coach, said it. Right. We know. I'm sorry if you didn't know. Like when he did the press conference, if you didn't see how full his face was, to the right. day that he said I tried, and his face all of a sudden got sunk in, mm-hmm. then you don't know what you're looking at. You could tell the difference, and if you're fighting against the dehydration, then you should call that out and say, that's not okay. That should have been illegal.
Facts. 2 cents says if Ryan fight at 154 or higher, we're not going to have to worry about him no more.
I don't think anybody really worried about Ryan.
Yeah, man. A lot of interesting questions and conversations. Honestly, and I've tried my best to like stay clear of it and just waiting on these B samples to come in because we're going to have this conversation. I'm going to bring Casey back up. Rachel's going to hopefully come back up. I'm hoping, Rachel, you come back up. Rachel, say you will.
What happened? What are we doing? Why are you doing it?
Once we get the B samples in, you know what I'm saying?
Why
what?
Right. I mean, Ryan already said he knew the B sample was going to be positive. So why are we waiting? I really don't know why.
Every time we have the conversation, we got a bunch of Ryan Garcia fans or Devin Haney haters want to be like, you guys are jumping the gun. We don't even have the results yet. We don't even know what we have to wait on the B samples.
Ryan said he doesn't care. Why are we caring if Ryan doesn't care?
Right.
I
What's up,
don't
Big Dre?
care. I don't care. I just want them to not have that soapbox to stand on. Like, shut
They
up.
don't have a soapbox. Their God said,
They're
don't
still
care about
doing it
the
now.
details.
They're on the soapbox now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
the soapbox was stood upon.
Right.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say this. I don't care. I think the soapbox was stood upon until the moment that we decided to give actual evidences on how VADA testing works.
Right.
And when it couldn't be debated, then we're gonna go back and be like, well, shit. Yeah, it's the same urine stream, so it's gonna be the same.
Mhm.
Because what are you gonna debate now?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to debate.
But like, you're a social media star. We're not social media stars. We don't videotape everything. I just so happened to videotape it at that time. You're gonna tell me that you don't have some freaking weird person behind a camera that's videotaping when you pee and take a shit and have sex and all this? He didn't videotape it. You have it. You just don't want to show it because of the fact that it would debunk the story that you want to say. But that's why all of a sudden in Saudi, his story changed. And it said, well, the B sample is going to come back the same way that the A sample did. That's not what you said 2 weeks ago.
100%. 100%. And look, we're talking about it now. I was saving it because literally these are the points that I was going to hit on. Like, come on, bro. You guys let this man fool you, or you guys are full of shit yourself. You put your credibility on the line co-signing this dude's bullshit. This dude's been on BS since day one, deflecting, smoke screening, talking about from the moment this whole thing came out to why would I do this, and having you guys think like, oh, he took PEDs the night before the fight. Like, come on, bro. Oh, the results didn't come in. Why would they let me fight? Knowing that, like, all these different stories and narratives that were getting pushed, all the smokescreen results, and all the hell you were giving anybody who brought any type of science, like real practical, real critical thinking conversations that you guys were discrediting with the most BS narrative-driven responses that I've ever seen. I'm this whole entire Ryan Garcia thing has been just a complete like mess. It's fuck Ryan Garcia. No offense to Ryan Garcia. Good luck to you. I got no problems with you. But it really exposed the boxing space. Like, it wasn't about Ryan Garcia. Like, people pop on piss tests all the time. Like, that's not a big deal. People pop on piss tests. You suspend them for a year, suspend them for 2 years, 6 months, whatever it's going to be. We move on. But the way the boxing space reacted, embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing.
I got to send you, there's a clip I found on YouTube where it's funny because it was an American Horror Story episode years ago. Mm-hmm. And it said that we don't care about the facts. We don't care about the knowledge. Mm-hmm. The youth of America is actually stabilizing to the point where it's more so the fact that they care about feelings. Their feelings. It's not about fact anymore. Like, they're going to debate all of it because they want to. And let me precurse this by saying that all you Ryan people that are behind him, where the hell were you before the fight? None of you were here. Every single person was like, Ryan's outclassed.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. And then when Ryan won, all of a sudden, like, you changed your banner. You're the same person that when Homer Simpson says something and then disappears into the grass and then comes at like the complete opposite, whatever's favorable, right? 100%. I mean, you're talking about different things. And 2 Cent said something about the media needs to take blame too because who leaked the results in the first place. I will tell you, 2 Cent.
That has nothing to do with it.
No. Let me just say this. 2 Cent, who leaked it, is actually on that side.
Right.
Fortunately, you can take whatever you want, but I've seen it, and it's that side that leaked it. Because you have to understand, there's only VADA, there's only Ryan, WBC, and New York State Athletic Commission. It's only the people on there and it wasn't VADA's leak.
Right.
It's their leak. And that's why, let me just be clear really quickly. Dan Rayfield is posting that it's going to take a couple days to get the results. The results are already known. They're known. I don't know them because of the fact that now it's tight-lipped and everyone's trying to find where the leak is in the sinking ship. But Ryan's people know, VADA's people know, NYSAC, and WBC. Now, when it comes to the contracts on who can release those, that's a whole different story. And if I'm a lawyer for Ryan, I'm going to make sure that before anyone knows the results of the B sample test, I am going to make sure that the narrative I give the public is going to be a fully thought out narrative before I make a statement on it.
Right. Let me see here. Let me just read some of these things here. And Rachel, that was a great thing you highlighted, that the information was leaked from that side because they're the ones who got the information. They keep on trying to paint this narrative that Victor Conti got the information and gave it to Dan Raphael. And you know what I'm saying? They try to paint this picture like they got a hold of a letter. You know what I'm saying? That they got hold of a letter that was only, and they'll say certain things, right? They'll say things like, I didn't see Victor Conti on the email address. I didn't see Dan Raphael on the email address. I only see exactly. Their name wasn't on there for a reason, because they weren't on the email. Dan Raphael got that information from somebody who had access to that information. Use your head. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who had access to that leaked that information, not somebody who didn't have access to it, right? So let me read this here. And as far as the media needs to take blame, yeah, that was pretty much Rachel answered that. But I wanted to read this and see what this said. It said that's because his fans aren't boxing fans; they are his fans. They are his fans or straight casual fans. They know him and Canelo. They couldn't tell you about any other boxers. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the truth.
We're dealing with, like, I had a discussion with another content creator today, and we were talking about like commissions and all these other things. And I'm like, listen, you guys just walked in and you guys are kindergartners, not to be disrespectful, but you guys are kindergartners. We're in a high school level in what we're talking about. We're talking about the commissions. We're talking about drug testing. We're talking about promotions and things like that. And we're trying to educate a kindergartner because you've never even talked about this before. And it's hard because what we're using are terminology that we're using in every day, where this is not something that you guys are well, not you guys, but I'm saying like casuals even talk about, because they barely even know how many minutes are in a round.
Yeah.
So this is a lot. It's an information overload to be like.
Right. This is the time for, and listen, I don't take no offense to it because I'm right here to let you know. Like that's, you saw when I needed a question answered, I hit that phone. You feel me?
Yeah.
And caught you at dinner like, Rachel, I didn't even want to speak on it. Can you come in and, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. When you don't know something, there's nothing wrong with you admitting you don't know it. This space has gone into expert mode where they're dictating what's going on and they don't even know what they're talking about. And then if you bring somebody who has some real knowledge, some hands-on knowledge about it, oh, that's a Haney fan. Oh, they're hating on Ryan Garcia, right? If you bring yourself in or Casey in, or you God forbid Victor Conti gets in front of a microphone and gives some real perspective on how the process works and why, answering questions about why it could have gone unseen, you know what I'm saying, for certain tests and pop up all of a sudden on another test. Oh, that's Victor Conti, man. He went to jail for showing people how to use steroids. So he's not credible no more in space. Exactly. By the way, Rachel,
speak on that. I want to mute you real quick because my boys are calling me. But no, I need you to speak on that because, like, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you need to talk about this, bro.
Dude went to jail for like taxes and a bunch of other BS. He did not go to jail for that nonsense. that you guys are saying he went to. Do your
research.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not. I noticed like you know what I mean, that I'm not getting like the 50 people that I normally get in here. Yeah, man, I don't know why the notification is going on. Maybe I'm in trouble. Maybe I've been blacklisted because of these type of conversations. I don't know. All the experts don't tell the truth either. Experts also fail to provide evidence. What defines an expert in boxing? Listen, an expert on a topic is defined by their education, their background, what they do, what they're being, you know what I'm saying? That's what, for me, defines an expert in a situation, period. Now, my thing is an expert over yourself. What defines an expert? Somebody who knows more than you. You know what I'm saying? That's all he needs to be an expert over you. So my question is, where do you guys get your education, or what's your background that makes you that makes you able to compete against science and be like, that science is flawed? Sometimes you gotta take it for what it is.
I think what people don't understand though is that like so in normal language is what we talk about is innocent before proven guilty. And that's because you have to prove, like they have to prove that you did this thing, right? This heinous act. Within the anti-doping and the commissions, what you have to understand is a positive test is a smoking gun. Now you have to prove your innocence. That's what the common public is not understanding. This is not the same way because of the fact that the smoking gun is the positive test. You now have to prove your innocence because that's a sign of guilt for that.
100%. 100%. That's what it comes down to, Rachel, right? It's this is what we found. You got to let us know why it's in your system. You have to let us know. You have to get your team to look into your supplements, get things tested, and let us know why we found what we found. There's no question about what we found, though. There's no question about what we found. We found that in there. Now it's about you to let us know if this was by accident or, you know what I mean? That's up to you to defend yourself. Yes, you are guilty till you proving yourself innocent. Here's an example.
Like in your job career or Ray, I don't know. When you guys get drug tested, do you and they see a positive drug test, are they like, okay, well now you have to prove your innocence, or are they like, oh well, no, you're innocent until proven guilty? Like
no, straight up. They're like, do you want the B sample tested? That's what they're gonna say. We can test the B sample, but you have marijuana in your system. And you're out of here. That's it.
Well, not believe it or not. I mean, in my state, they actually have to give you they actually have to help you if you have a problem like that.
Help you how though?
I'm saying they can't just fire you. They have to send you to like either rehab or something like that, assist you with it, finding you sources.
But if they found that and they're saying that they're going to give you a rehab, that means
no, you're guilty. Yeah, they're going to find it guilty, and either you admit to it or you don't. You're like, I don't know where that came from, whatever. I don't know how it works, but they find in your system, it's a wrap.
Right. Hold on. Let me just answer this right quick because there's a twist on words going in here. Joe Hale says, here's an example. I have an expert here telling me where the test result leak came from. Why do I have to believe that? I'm not an expert, bro. You don't know how to separate me from an expert. I'm just saying that that you know what I'm saying? I'm not an expert.
Okay, you're going too deep in this. He's asking me. He's throwing it at me because I'm saying where the test result leaked from.
Oh,
why do I have to believe it? Listen, don't believe me, Joe. I'm not asking you to believe me at all. What I'm asking you is, did Ryan and his lawyer debate that what came out was true or false? And they never said what was leaked was false. So it doesn't matter how I got it or how I understand what the leak is from. The whole point is that there was no debate that what was leaked was 100% true.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's a fact. Damn. That's a fact. That's it.
At the end of the day, listen. Again, everybody's defensible. Like I said, I don't know how this guy all of a sudden just became the glory of boxing and sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. And everybody's defending him. I mean, not trying to be funny, but he got more defendants than OJ. It's crazy.
Yeah, more lawyers on deck. You know what I'm saying? Than OJ had on his case.
Right.
I mean,
it's crazy. Where's the glove at?
No, I mean, at the same time, like, listen, like, if I was a lawyer, would I just take the billable hours?
For sure.
I mean, like, look at the timeline. I keep looking at the timeline, and I think honestly, that's why Henry was so mad at me. Is that what Ryan said in the timeline that he said, and what the evidence that we proved could not have been. He was mad of the fact that we were debunking everything that was Ryan was saying without actually saying that, Ryan, you're fucking lying. Yeah. So he had to change his narrative as we're going on in this. Like, if you were to do a whole timeline of what he said on his tweets and how it's changing, it would coincide to people telling him, like, listen, the Donaire's already posted how you did this test. You can't say it's a different test. You can't say that you could have gotten it within 24 hours because logistically that wouldn't have been. So now you understand he's not saying that whole thing that he said when his first those two weird minions in the back were saying yes and right and all his things. It's change. There's a progressive change right now. Why, if you were telling the truth, would your truth change?
Right. And just to address Echo real quick, Echo, that is very hard sort. But then it comes to his nutritionist to one, know what's in his system, whoever's dealing with that supplement issue. Number two, a lot of the FDA products, if it's not FDA approved, then he should not be taking it because he's supposed to have something, knowing he's a boxer, that he should know what the ingredients is before he puts it in his body. That's why the rules, and I don't know how it is in the UK, but in the United States, they strictly enforce that. That's why they said he broke the rules because he put something unknowingly in his body, regardless if that was the case.
I'm pretty sure with the UK that they have the same rules. First of all, UK is really weird strict about sauna usage. And the thing is within WADA, VADA, USADA, and the New York State Athletic Commission, they tell you not to take supplements. And if you take supplements, that's on you. It's almost like, like, listen, you might be 0.08% underneath the alcohol content level. You can drive. We highly suggest you don't. If you do decide to do that and you are driving recklessly, it is on your ass.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's the way it works, man. You're responsible for what's in your body, and you're responsible for the results of what happens because of what's in your body. Look, if Ryan can prove what he needs to prove for it not to be on his back the way it is, that's up to him to do that. You know what I mean? But the whole idea that the science or the system or VADA or that Victor Conti's involved or that, he has access to this. And listen, man, Shane Mosley put out an interview on Mill City I want to say a week ago. Listen, bro, you know what I heard? I heard somebody who's upset with Victor Conti, bro.
Right.
You feel me? But everything else was bullshit, bro. It was bullshit. The man actually said that he's over VADA. He said Victor Conti's over VADA. That's fucking bullshit, bro. That's not fucking true, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just factually not true. You know what I mean? But this stuff will get pushed out there with no pushback, no resistance, and a fucking narrative gets pushed out there. Now everybody's connecting Victor Conti to something. He wasn't even part of Devin Haney's camp for that fight. Ryan Garcia.
I mean, like Shane and himself, listen, like, if you were to say that there was someone that was putting something, injecting you, EPO is what he got hit with, okay? EPO, which is injectable. What grown man is allowing you to come near that with a needle unknowingly? And I've seen the tapes on the confessions. I have a little bit too much knowledge based on the personal relationship that I had with the Mosleys, with him admitting that he knew it was EPO. There has to be some accountability to these people that are doing these things, and then they're saying, oh, well, it's his fault. What were you, 2?
Listen, Rachel, you're right, 100% right. Again, we're and to Big Dre, not everything, and I don't even want to touch the supplement thing. What I was stating is there are some things regulated, but let's leave that alone. We're talking about this case right here, and somebody putting something in their body knowingly, regardless of what the circumstances were. They knew what they was doing. If that was the case that he didn't know what he was doing, why was he IV flushing? That's another thing that he recorded and put online. Why is he doing that?
No, that wasn't IV flushing. He was getting vitamin C.
So he's getting vitamin C.
Remember, he could taste it. He was like, I could taste it. I love it. Listen, guys.
I hope so. I hope that's what it was. Did you? Were you there?
Listen, I'm just saying what he said.
Okay. Well, he also said that he didn't
play it right quick.
All right.
I'll play it right quick, bro. I ain't got no.
I heard what he said, but I'm just saying generally, like, were we there? Do we know it's vitamin C?
It's crazy. You put vitamin C too?
I just put on glutathione right now. I'm gonna put vitamin C and everything in here.
It's weird. You start tasting it in your mouth. I love that. And you know me, I mean, when you're on low lack of sleep, you want to fill your body with vitamins and just everything you need.
Right.
So here's the problem with that. Like, here's the problem when you talk too goddamn much. Okay. Him and his dad were saying, first of all, Henry had precursed that interview by saying that, well, you know, the guy at CVS should know if it's banned or not. So, you know, because someone that's making $7.25 should know what's on the banned substance list. Right. So no accountability on the athlete itself. But him saying that's just vitamins, one of the things that on WADA's list, it tells you that if you're going to take an intravenous medication, that there has to be proof on why you couldn't take it any other type of way. And what I mean by any other type of way is orally. You want to take Flintstone vitamins? You want to take an airborne? You want to take a gluta supplement, because those are a thing. That's what he was saying, that he was taking gluta that helps with liver detox. You could take those orally. There's absolutely no reason that he didn't say he needed it for hydration. You notice that? Because that's what an IV does. Right. It gives you hydration, but that's not what he claimed he needed.
Right. That's my point.
100%. It's hype. And look, it just shouldn't be that easy to fool you guys, bro. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be that easy. He should have to show you guys that that's what he's saying is what it is. We can't look at him popping on a positive, popping positive for PEDs and then see this IV shit here and be like, no, that's perfectly normal. What that actually was, Henry Garcia said Bill Haney was in the room watching him do it.
Go on, Big Dre.
Really, bro? You think Bill Haney was in that video right there watching him do that?
No, that was, first of all, there was way too much beef between the two of them to even have them in the same room.
Right.
Let alone a suite. But and this is, I mean, like, if you, I don't know how much time you have, but if you want to drop, like Echo saying he was cleared from his supplement service, I understand that. But again, his supplements had to be disclosed. At the time that you're taking a blood or urine testing, you have to disclose what supplements that you're on. You can't throw your entire medicine cabinet at the testing agency and say, one of these things were...
Big Dre, why would you say that? That's just not true.
Okay, so Big Dre is saying that IV fluids during camps are illegal for recovery, no IV fluids after official weigh-in. Unfortunately, Big Dre, at the moment that the actual contract is signed, it states that you will abide by the state commission and its guidelines. So considering that not only did he take the IV fluids with a fight that he knew was going to be in New York State, at the time that he signed the contract to be under New York State laws. In addition, he took those IV fluids in New York.
Yeah, bro, we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
You
gotta stop doing
take
that,
the
man.
blinders off, man. Take them off.
You gotta stop, man.
Either stop the hate or take the blinders off. What are the others got to happen?
It's you guys gotta stop it, man. Like, I'm telling you guys, bro, like, allow the process to play out and stop making excuses for this dude, because when it's all said and done, he's gonna walk away like, oh, I guess I made a mistake. And you guys are gonna be sitting here having to sit here knowing that you guys are backing up stuff that you didn't look up the information on. You know what I'm saying? You didn't look it up and you didn't get the right information. You're just hearing stuff and you're putting things into you're saying things. It's just not true. Here it is right here. Okay. All right. World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, which is who tests them. All right. Anti-doping rules prohibit IV infusions and injections, both in competition and out of competition. If the volume exceeds 100 milliliters during a 12-hour period, the threshold applies even if the substance is being injected is permitted, or if the athlete receives multiple small volume injections. Why? Because they can be used to mask the use of prohibited substances. They can distort the values of athlete biological passports. They can enhance athletic performance by increasing plasma volume levels. Okay? There's a reason why they can't use it. It's because they're being tested. So when they're using the IVs, right, and VADA comes in there to collect the samples, it dilutes the fucking sample, so WADA can't get good, accurate reads on what's inside of their system.
Correct.
That's why they're not allowed to do it. As a former athlete who has taken IV fluids recovery during intensive training, I can say it's legal. Bro, you are not a professional boxer who signed up for VADA testing in the VADA testing pool. You're talking about something you did, you know, in whatever system you did. You didn't sign up for a program that had rules. The program that they signed up for has rules to the program. Why would they have the rules? So that their testing is accurate. They understand all the tricks already. And also not to hit at your age, Big Dre, but I'm sure when you was doing that, it probably wasn't as advanced as it is today. They know the tricks now. They understand the tricks that are out there to catch athletes when they're cheating. They understand.
Wait, so
how that works.
Let's make it really easy.
Okay.
Are steroids illegal?
Last time I checked, yes.
Yep.
Okay. What you guys are trying to argue is that from weigh-in physical to fight night, they can't do X. So you're saying that they can take steroids all the way to weigh-in physical. Is that what we are agreeing to?
That's what it sounds like.
That's what we're agreeing to, right? Because they're saying, well, it wasn't between weigh-in and the fight. No. Once you sign that contract, you are under the commission rules. Because if not, then anything I took before the weigh-in physical, steroids and everything, can be thrown out because you're saying that that's not their jurisdiction. Right? Screw the IV. I could do everything as long as I just don't do it the day of the weigh-in. Right?
Okay. So, right. And being a cyclist, if that's what you're doing as a cyclist, I think, you know what I mean, depends on the time frame, Big Dre. I'm not telling you you're wrong or right because I don't know rules of cycling, but I do know that one of the best cyclists in the world got popped.
And was getting away with it. And was getting away
with it due to the fact that he had cancer previously. And that was his excuse. Like, bro, it don't work like that, bro. Like, and he was looking for that for forgiveness. So it doesn't matter, bro. Cheating is cheating. At the end of the day, when you put a combat sport where somebody's punching you in the face or in the chest where there's vital organs involved, and you're putting something to help you enhance your body, steroids or PEDs, enhancements, and you hit somebody, you can kill that person, especially when that person weight draining himself. Doesn't matter, and I'm not making excuses because he shouldn't have weight drained himself either. You know what I mean? There's other factors in the play, but regardless, you cannot. You know what I mean? Like you just can't do that, bro. Death is knocking on the door there, and you don't want to go down for murder because you have something found in your system. You killed somebody, bro. That's just let's be reasonable. That's the problem. We're not being reasonable. We're being like really ignorant to the facts of everything going on. We're sitting here saying things because we want to defend something because we just have a dislike for somebody else. The facts are the facts. The things have been proven. Science has proven what's going on.
IVs, like the thing is, like Big Dre is trying to say, like there's no steroids in the IV. He can get a basic dextrose IV. The thing is that again,
we're not there.
No, but let's talk about like what you guys had shown on the 1FC. It was talking about the fact that there has to be a certain rehydration level for the urine test to be accepted. Exactly. Right? So because of that, when you start to like, what happens when you're trying to for a job, you're trying to clean it out of your system. What do they tell you? Flush it. Drink so much stupid amounts of water. So the same thing happens when you're doing an IV because it's directly into your it's intravenous, right? So it's right into your blood system. And so if they're going to take a blood test, like you're trying to flush out and overhydrate the system where it becomes diluted. So an IV is not to give a competitive advantage. It's actually under manipulation of a sample in addition to a masking agent. Like, let's be clear. An IV is not supposed to give you an advantage. It's a masking and chemical manipulation of the sample. So when it comes to that, if you're super stupid trying to flush out your system in any way possible, be it orally or IV, you're still trying to clear it out of the substance that you are trying to hide.
Right.
That's a fact. That's the whole point behind the whole the IV. It's not that there's steroids in IV. You said it right. I mean, I've been trying to say it, but maybe you just said it in a clearer way, I guess. At the end of the day, when you're putting the IV in your system, you're hydrating yourself to the point to where you're potentially diluting what they're trying to find in your system. Correct. And we have to assume that that's what you're doing, or it's reasonable to assume that's what you're doing when you pop on a test and you've been doing that. So we can only assume that if you weren't doing that, we probably would have got even stronger reading.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, on what was on there. That's why it doesn't matter the amount. It's not what they say. It's not quantitative, right? It's either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant.
Right.
Once we find it in there, we're going to assume that you did every damn thing you could do, you know what I'm saying, to make it look like there wasn't that much in your system. So we're just going to hit you for it being in your system. We don't have time to judge your damn integrity and what you're willing or not willing to do when it's already in your system. Your integrity is already in question. So the use of it, combined with the fact that you popped on a test, shines more light on the IVs or anything else that you did inside of that camp, or the size that you gained, or how strong you were. Everything compounds once that result comes in. Once you're pregnant, it starts to make sense why you're throwing up. It starts to make sense why you're peeing a lot. It starts to make sense why you're having mood swings. All that shit gets perspective because now we know you're pregnant. Right.
And not to mention, on top of that, right? What are these? It's science, right? So what does chemists do? What do they do with chemicals?
You just said, oh my God, you're playing with us, right, Gray?
Yeah, that's it.
What happened? If I'm trying to flush my system, I'm using cranberry water. You're still trying to flush, bro.
Right. It doesn't matter.
The whole point is it's liquid. It pushes through. Then you pee it out. Like, I don't understand.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, and like I'm going into, and this is not hard to take from either. And I mentioned it before. If your body, and a lot of people do this, if you have a chemist or somebody that can work with you that's in the industry that knows how to take blood samples, Victor Conti, for example, which he was doing, and can match certain chemicals to your body for reactions, there's ways of hiding certain things that you're taking, putting into your body also. So you have to understand that maybe it was some levels that he may have had made naturally. I don't think it was the ostarine, because that's a man-made chemical or whatever it was, ostarine. But what I'm saying is there's levels of other things that he could have been making that could have fought off or maybe pushed it out of his system. Because there's ways of doing certain things that you can, in a game of steroids or PEDs, where you can remove stuff naturally and have things help you because you're putting so much in your body. I told you, we're being very naive to the fact that this happened.
Well, let's just make it really simple. Play and Ray. That's cute. You guys should do the channel called.
That's what I told him.
Yeah. So two things. One thing is a couple weeks ago, I don't know, I think Clay, you called me and you were like, "Oh, you sound really stuffy." And I went over, I called an IV clinic and I was able to flush whatever weird flu headache that I had, right? If it can flush out a disease, it will flush out anything else in your damn system. Let's not pretend that IVs are just made to flush illegal substances, because it does have its uses, and it is in a hospital setting that they rehydrate their patients. They also infuse them with certain vitamins, but it's to push out things. That's why when you have the flu, they tell you to hydrate, and the fastest way is to push an IV through that.
100%.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is that I just got a text. Interestingly, the same place that had popped Alicia Baumgartner had just came out from someone I don't want to give any credit to because he's an asshole. Said that Erica Cruz reportedly tested positive for stanzosol metabolites in a pre-fight drug-free sport tested taken on April 29th. Drug-free sport is the same as VADA, the same as USADA. That's the same one that hit Alicia Baumgartner. So you can play this whole game about like Victor, like could do whatever, but I mean, in the game of the sport, I mean, Alicia was popped on free drug sport, and so was now Erica Cruz. Erica Cruz is, I believe, a 126 pounder who's taken the 126 weight division by storm since, I believe, the last 3 years.
Right.
And now she popped positive. Do we need more testing? Because I think that we do.
Yep. And we're catching people. Right. People are getting caught out here, man. They're trying to do all the. We got to understand that VADA and forget VADA, WADA, right? But both of them, because VADA's collecting it and they're becoming very, very good at how they collecting it. They know the tricks already. That's what Victor Conti helps at, right? The people like Victor Conti, not just him, people like him who understand what these guys are doing to cover up these tests. That's why they're implementing all these little bylaws like, yo, no IVs. Yo, if you're going to take a supplement, we don't care. We're advising you not to take it. If you take it, whatever comes from it, it's on you. What's in your system? We understand the excuses. We've been hearing excuses for years. We know what you guys do. We know how you guys try to mask things. And they're constantly upgrading the way the system works because they're getting information. So you're not covering it up no more. You know, you're not sitting there taking a fucking IV and covering up no steroids. They're looking at you like, oh, bro, we put that in our bylaws. You're not allowed to do that for a reason. Echo said it's not to cheat the system. My friend is world-class professional bodybuilder. Okay. IFBB Pro, they need 365 days random tests.
I agree.
Yeah.
It costs too much.
That's specifically this. What you're talking about is specifically based on an experience that you had, on an experience that you're having with somebody who you know. And I respect that experience. I believe that that's what's happening. There are people who aren't doing things on purpose. Right?
Wait. Okay, let me understand. It's IV, like I'm assuming we're talking about IVs. IVs is not to cheat the system. My friend is a world-class professional bodybuilder and an IFBB pro. They need 365 days of random tests. Okay, Echo. My question is where are those tests going? And what is the sanctioning body or its commission that's actually overseeing? Because if I send my test into Quest Diagnostic or in LabCorp, it is such a minuscule test that they're only looking at the very surface level of my things. Why? Because Quest Diagnostic and LabCorp only look at the, considering the amount of tests they do PCRs for COVID, they do pregnancy tests, they do blood and urine for just basic level of drugs as far as marijuana and cocaine. They do passports as far as intolerable tests for food. Like there's a plethora. And the thing with WADA is that it's only for an anti-doping. So when you're saying this as a bodybuilder, I would have to go look. But who is each lab is not the same. Each test is not the same. And I think that it is a bit not redirecting, but you're convoluting the conversation, but not giving us enough topic as to what you're saying is who is testing IFBB Pro, who is the lab, who is the agency, and who is the governing body to actually say what they're testing for. And I'm going to look it up right now because I'm petty.
Take your time. Go ahead and do it.
So funny.
Yeah, guys, and this conversation, and like I was trying to save it, right? But I think Rachel's right. Like, save it for what, man? You guys are gonna find a reason to say whatever you say, even when the damn results come in. You guys are still gonna find a reason. You know what I'm saying? To throw shots. It is what it is. I'm just petty enough to where I want to be like, not this excuse though. Don't use that one no more. We're done with that one. Come up with a new one. I just want you guys to get creative. That's all. I want you guys to get more creative with your answers. I don't want to just give you lay down answers all the time. But look, at the end of the day, I'm going to repeat this. It's not about Ryan Garcia, bro. I swear it's not. It's not. It's about the reaction that the boxing space had to this topic. That's what was more shocking. The reaction to this topic was crazy. The way people were crazy. Today, making it about Devin Haney and a rehydration clause, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Dropping some, making that like go viral on the day we're waiting on the B sample results. Insanity. I
agree.
Like the extent that I see platforms going to push a narrative that will water down. This is like the IV to the Ryan Garcia story, right? To water down what the actual news is, what's actually happening, to undocumented rules of rehydration that you know what I'm saying, that you guys are trying to catch out, to the point where you got Regis out here talking about, I need to have my people look into this, man.
Okay, I got you. I'm ready.
Go ahead, do it. Do your thing.
Okay, so according to ifbb.com, they have the authority to test, and I'm happy to report that the ones that are being tested are going through a WADA accredited lab. Now, if it's a WADA accredited lab, the thing is that they're not allowed to do any IVs over 100 milliliters per 12 hours. So if any of the athletes that you're saying is doing anything more than 100 milliliters per 12 hours, that's already a WADA violation.
Right.
What's interesting is within their own website, it says that, of course, the registered testing pool is of the highest of levels, but who is included? Very few athletes are actually in the registered testing pool. So you're saying that the IFBB has a whole testing protocol, but on their website, they're telling you that very few athletes are in the registered testing pool. So there's possibly a very small percentage that's actually being tested according to the chart on their own website, and need to provide accurate and current whereabouts information as responsible for determining if the athlete is required to provide whereabouts and information or not. So the entire system, okay. Oh, I was reading on my phone, but go ahead.
No. And we're listening, you know what I mean? But I've read through this whole thing right here. This
That's GSA? What's this?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Here, I'll send this one to you. This one's interesting. For them to say that not a lot of them can actually is in the testing pool. So how many is in the testing pool? If you only medaled, if you made first medal, because I know, let's be honest. If when I was competing, none of the people that made 4th place or lower were tested.
Right.
Only the top 4.
Right.
So I sent you the thing for the IFBB doping testing thingy.
Yeah, I see it.
But the fact that, like, if you're only testing the top 4, is that really making the sport even to make sure that everybody is being tested on the same criteria? Like, WBC Clean has a top 15 of every weight division and every gender. This is only the top 4 from what it sounds like. They're telling you on their website that it's very freaking few that's actually even going through an anti-doping WADA testing. Them themselves are telling you that. I'm not telling you that. Like, read it on your own. That's not me. The IFBB that you're telling me about is saying that not a lot of them are actually there.
Just like that.
Yeah, they're telling you. Don't take it from me. Take it from them.
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. It's the truth. You know what I mean? It's not to I don't know why I gotta say it like that, and I'm saying, but it's not to attack Ryan Garcia, bro. It's just at the end of the day, there's a process for a reason. There are rules for a reason. There's different things in place for a reason. And when we start dismissing things because of some narrative, it fits your narrative for it to look a certain way, it's a very dangerous Pandora's box that you're opening up, man. Because this is not about Ryan. This is about tomorrow. The next guy. You know what I mean? The next guy that's going to do it is going to refer to this situation, this time period, and try to use it as a justification for them for a test that we know they're popping on not being legitimate.
Well, that's why I love these conversations. I wish Echo actually came up because I've heard him on a different panel before. But like it's you know, like, to be fair, on IFBB, like, to say that, you know, the testing pool is the highest priority athletes established at the international level, and then within the next 2 paragraphs says who is included. Very few athletes are in the registered testing pool. What does that tell you? Like, you I love these back and forths, and I love these debates, because when you present to me a topic and say, hey, well, IFBB, they do this, and it's like, yeah, but bro, like, their own website tells you that there's very few athletes within the testing pool that you're speaking of.
Right.
How do you use that as an example to say they can do what? They're getting away with what? They're getting away with it because there's very few athletes according to their own website.
Right. 100%. 100%.
I agree.
Can't deny it, man. It's facts. Well, they say facts over your fucking feelings. That's what they like to say, right?
Give them the 3 Fs.
Yeah.
Hey, did I not send you that audio that I took the other day?
No, I didn't get an audio from you.
Listen to this. Listen to this real quick. Wait, is it gonna play? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Hold on. Listen to this. Oh, that's not it.
I don't want to give it to anybody else for their opportunity to pre-market the product.
That's not it.
But I just want to show you something, Rachel, while you're looking at that, and Ray, right? Yep. So we're talking about VADA testing, PD usage, right? But this is what I'm trying to tell you when I'm trying to show you guys. Look at this. Look at Shadow Super's comment.
I seen it. Yeah, I seen it.
Right? So it's not about blocking you, brother. I don't want to block you. I want you to keep coming back to the channel. Really appreciate you coming through. But how and why is Devin Haney part of this conversation?
Right.
It's just to show you the only reason why they're backing this whole Ryan Garcia situation because of that. Right. You can't have a conversation about this topic without Devin Haney coming up.
Right. And it's
not Bill Haney and Devin are not on trial. It's
at all.
Right. And it just shows you. This is how funny it is. Let's just flip the page for 1 second here. Let's go backwards. When like I told you earlier, Clay, Rich wasn't here, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody bought the same shirt, it was Devin Haney. When somebody was ducking Shakur, it was Devin Haney. When somebody couldn't send a contract, it was Devin Haney. When Devin Haney couldn't send the contract, he couldn't send a contract. Oh, when he fought Regis, he was a weight bully for Tank. But yet Tank wanted to go fight somebody at 154. Like, let's look at all the options that they throw out us just because they're haters, they're detractors, and they just want to keep throwing stuff out there. Oh, well, Devin said that Barrios was a pick-me-up fight. He said that Ryan was a pushover. Devin never said that. Maybe his dad did, but Devin never said that. Devin actually picked Ryan Garcia to beat Tank. I don't understand why y'all can't get that through y'all greasy scalps. I'm not saying easy. I'm not saying nappy. I'm saying greasy because there's a lot of grease in between your head and the damn hair you got on your head if you got any. Like, seriously, y'all. Y'all really look for narratives all day. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me do it again. Hold on. I got some gifts to give away. Hold on, Clay.
Okay, while you're doing that, listen to this. This is exactly where we are. And this is from an episode from American Horror Stories season 7. Mind you, I think we're on season 13. So this is way before. But this, I watched it last night and I'm like, holy effing shit. This is where we are.
This stuff has no value.
All right.
Now when the answer is, knowing stuff has no value. Now when the answer is in my back pocket or sitting on my desk. The youth has it figured out. The future will be filled with beautiful idiots who just want to feel.
Beautiful idiots that just want to feel.
Yep. 100%. 100%. The arguments are insanity. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. From the outside looking in, and I always say it from the outside looking in, because I don't resonate with none of this shit that you guys be going through. You know,
your Shadow Super, come grab your gift, bro. I'll put it in the chat for you.
The only your critical thinking skills are shot, bro, and all for what? For what? Your inability to be able to see something and be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't like Devin Haney, but this topic is a separate topic. This is about PD usage, and if he popped hot on this, we need to get in front of this. No, we don't need to get in front of this. Why? Because if we get in front of it, they might mess around and give Devin Haney, take that loss off of his record, and we can't have that. So we're going to back Ryan. It's ridiculous.
Right.
And that's a field. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of the conversations that we have and most of the discussions we have. What?
I'm sorry. And Banks, you might be right. It might be the reason why he popped dirty, because he knew he couldn't whip his ass. I'm going to put it out there. Fuck it. Excuse me.
Echo said he wants the link. I'd love to talk to Echo. I don't know how much time you have, Clay.
Yeah, I only got a little bit left, but
I mean,
that's probably why he popped dirty, because he sure as hell didn't want to fight him for like 3 months, and he didn't want to fight him back at 135. We're both champions, right? Yeah. One day we can fight and share the ring. One day. But
I like what Big Dre said. Like, I don't remember who tried to present this topic, but someone tried to present the topic in like fighter A and fighter B. Because then it starts to take away from the fact that we have so many feelings towards a certain fighter, right? And that's what, like, I love. Like, when I heard this, I was like crazy, because of like, holy shit, this is where we are right now. And this season this is effing years ago, but this is exactly where we are. We're putting evidences and discussions in front of people's faces, and yet they're so hell-bent on hating. And it really isn't Devin. It's more so of Bill, right? They hate Bill. And then it's trickled down to Devin.
But
and they
is it really? I was thinking about something, Richard. I hadn't touched on it again. You weren't on here earlier, and I touched on it. I said, is it really? I said, because don't forget, could it be that when Floyd and Devin were, at the time they were cool, and he had Tank under his belt, that he blessed Devin to be the next guy? Could that be where all the hate came from? Because it's just weird, out of nowhere, everyone started hating Devin. You know what I mean? Like, out of nowhere. It wasn't because he said he fought Tank. they started hating Tank Devin because he came from nowhere and he was on the rise. Like he was coming quick, and all the people were talking about him in boxing, and he was, and I think some people just like, no, you're not taking the shine from my guy. Look at the people they're defending, and they're in the same era as Devin coming up, right? Mm-hmm. But yet, all of a sudden, they're all hating on him for whatever reason. He didn't do anything. Forget his dad. Take his dad out of the equation. They were already hating on him. Because
I will tell you that based on, well, I mean, based on experience, there are certain people that don't want to give the torch over.
Right.
And because of there's a certain fan base that follows that torch, if they don't want to give that torch to said person, then that person is ungrateful. They're completely 100% against the path that we're trying to create. And if you're not with my team, then fuck you.
We know who she's talking about.
Oh yeah. And guess what?
I'm not gonna say it, but I know.
In the casual fanboys of that team, do what?
They hate. I think people have multiple reasons as to why they hate. Everybody has their own particular reason. Some people are just fans of Tank, and they've made them their number one enemy. Some people are fans of Tiafimo and have made Devin Haney an enemy. Some people, it's about the fans of the different people who have different reasons to hate Devin, right? And also, they don't really value his win over Kambosos, so they feel like him getting that undisputed title was a slap in their face, that he gets to be in the record books as this young kid who's an undisputed champion, and they feel like he didn't fight no real killer for the belt, that Kambosos was the easiest way to get to it. And then you combine that with Bill Haney sitting there saying that he's the face of boxing now, you know what I'm saying, and that he's the new era, and pushing all that, and him actually having some sort of like accolades to put on the table as to why he feels that way. Yeah, bro, they want to see him fall. They want to see him fall. They don't want to buy into the hype. Yo, salute Echo in the building. Echo in the building.
Hello, guys. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Hey, Echo, what part of the UK are you from?
In England.
Okay, I haven't been there yet, but nice to meet you.
I've been to the Philippines. I have.
Okay, well, I have to go to England because you've been to my country, but nice to meet you.
I've been to Davao. I went to Davao in Manila.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Great places to live. So what's up?
Oh, we were talking about the steroids and all the things with the Osterine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was in an unlabeled supplement. Eventually, it was found out.
Mm-hmm.
And the steroids, they can easily be passed by cycling. It's not that difficult. I'm not a bodybuilder, by the way. I'm a fighter. I'm an ex-fighter. So, and I trained a lot of athletes as well. Like, I've trained world champions and people like that. And I know how it all works. When I was in the Philippines, I was teaching at that time. So
I love that. I love cycling. I'm not competitive, but I do.
No, not cycling. I'm on about cycling the steroids. So
you weren't in like cycling, like the actual sport of cycling.
No, that was
No. Okay. I mean cycling the steroids. So they go out of the system, because a lot of them go out of the system, quite quickly. Some of them don't. But if you're not getting tested all the time, you can easily beat the system quite easily, especially if you retire and come back. Because while you're retired, you're probably not going to get tested, and then you could be doing that for 6 months, and that a lot of the benefits of doing that will stay with you.
No, I completely agree. I think that there's a reason why some of these fighters keep saying that they're retiring, and then they come back, and then they retire and they come back, because once you say retire, you're off of the actual the contract to say that you're going to be tested. Like, I think the thing that, as far as like, if we're talking about Olympics and things like that, like usually during those runs, you're within an Olympic pool, at least at the highest level, to be within like a USADA or WADA testing pool. because of the fact that boxers, professional boxers, are within a pool that is they're independent contractors, and they're only contracted for certain fights. And depending on the contract, it could be once or twice a year. Then it completely can go under the radar. And I feel like because of the fact that, let's be honest, if a fighter's fight gets canceled because he tests positive for steroids, the one that's going to lose is the commission and the promoters as far as money. So, of course, they're trying to put a face to say we want the cleanest sport, but also that is going against their ROI when it comes to, well, why the hell would I want someone to test or to put something in the contract to allow them to have to be tested that could give a risk to overturn the entire event together. And because of that, that is why we don't actually have something that is established, that there's a reason it's VADA. It's voluntary. This is not something that is mandatory. And I completely agree. Like, it should be mandatory from the state level and commissioners, the commission level from the UK to Mexico to the US and to any of the worldwide sports, that they need to be tested, and not just from a Walmart test, something that you get from Boots or whatever over in the UK. It needs to be something that is, accredited, where they do a deep, comprehensive dive. But unfortunately, that is a very high level and expensive test that they're not willing to risk the gamble on.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all going to get tested anyway, are they? Because of the expense as well. I fought kickboxing and MMA and boxing, and I fought one time. I fought world champion. I didn't even get tested, and he didn't get tested. So it happens all the time. People just it don't always get arranged to be tested. And like you say, if somebody's not volunteering, and maybe they're volunteering because they think, well, that can pass it, because I'm sure these steroids are out of my system. Because obviously you don't really know what's in your system, really, because you can buy anything from any supplement and you don't really know what's in it, because unless it gets tested before you actually take it.
Well, that's an option, but right at the end of the day, if you're going to take the supplement, you have to weigh out the pros and the cons of taking the supplement and knowing that these things are happening, right? Like there are things popping up in these supplements that aren't showing up on the ingredients list. You need to take the proper protocol. When we're talking about somebody like Ryan Garcia, for example, we're using him, somebody who has the resources to be conscious of the fact, like, before I take any supplement, I can send it to a laboratory and have it tested, make sure that it's clean. But if you don't want to spend that money, that's okay as well. But you have to understand that you're also taking the risk that comes in, that it might not be what it said it is. Because at the end of the day, it's not only about you consciously doing it. It's about the result and the danger of having it in your system. Just because you put it in your system by accident doesn't take away from how severe the cost is to somebody else who's getting in the ring with you. So you got to be held accountable one way or the other. And as I've said before, and I'll say again, Ryan Garcia could have very well made a mistake. He could have he could have taken this by accident.
That's what happened to my fight. That's what happened to the guy I trained. He didn't know he didn't know that it was in the supplement. It wasn't labeled or anything. The Austrian wasn't in there.
Exactly. So
there's actually on USADA's list, like, so USADA.
Yeah, it was USADA, by the way. It wasn't WADA. It was USADA. Yeah.
So USADA has
they found it in his supplement.
But USADA actually, like, they tell you not to take supplements, and if you're going to, there's a brand. I think it's NFC, if I'm correct. That is the closest. Yeah, so which is the closest to not taking supplements. Like, they're like, listen, if the rating scale of your risk is going to take any random supplement. This supplement by, NCF or NFC, whatever, is the closest to actually not taking supplements because they're really about a clean athlete and they've tested, but they're still, even at that, they're saying like, hey, this is if you're going to take supplements, we suggest this company, but we still can't like actually stamp it as 100% proven. Let me address. Big Dre said that this is why testing expenses should be split between the commissions and the athletes. I highly disagree. The commission gets 8% to 5% of the gate. Okay, they're making a killing when it comes to these these events that are put in their state. So because of the fact that they are not doing anything, they're not putting up the site fee, they're not doing anything else, and they're not paying the fight purses, they should be held accountable and have to put certain types of monies into the testing, considering that they're taking 5 to 8% of the gate itself. Okay, so I think commission is one that needs to be held accountable. Number two, I think the promoter should be held accountable. You're asking athletes that are already in 100% purse. If it's a co-promotion is taking 30%. If it's a purse bid, then that's already screwed. But 10% for the head trainer, 30% for the manager, 2% for the cutman, X amount for the sanctioning fees, in addition to the taxes and fees that need to be paid for. The fighter themselves already are fighting off of 30 to 40%. The people that are sitting in the Rolls Royces and their 5 to 7 mansions around the United States are the ones that need to be paying for this, in addition to the commissions that are not doing anything except sanctioning an event and taking 8% of the gate.
And can I add the third person that should be paying on this? It should be the sanctioning bodies. What else do they do? They take all the money from people, even though they say they're trying to help boxing, they're trying to help build boxing. What better place than to make clean boxing? They should actually, every sanction should get tied together with, like you said, the promoter. If not the promoter, the commissions, and they should actually coordinate this.
8% of doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're not putting up your fight. You're not making sure that the fighters get their purse. You're not having to do anything with the distribution. You're not having to do anything with promotion of the fight. And you're just raking in 8%. You can give up $2,500 for a test to turn around stat.
100%. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. We got like about 34 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the likes if you haven't done it yet. If you haven't subscribed, definitely take a moment to subscribe to the channel as well. Appreciate it. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate everybody who's helped us get this far. You know what I'm saying? At this point, really appreciate you guys. But yeah, the PD conversation is a conversation that we should be, being a content creator in this space, having this channel. These conversations are conversations that I'm very interested in having. I want to have experts come up here who understand it. I think the community needs to be educated on how these things work and why, certain protocols are put in there to, like IV usage and how that affects, I'm saying, these test results coming out, and stop looking at it as such an attack on you when you're not even the one under the radar. This is the danger of being fanboys. When you become fanboys, it becomes hard to have these regular conversations that should be able to be had, and it shouldn't have nothing to do. I shouldn't be talking about Ryan Garcia and his PD usage, and every time I throw it, I talk about it like it ain't going to change nothing for Devin. We're not talking about Devin. Right. Devin can defend himself. I'm not here to defend Devin. Devin got a lot more money than me. He can pay for his lawyers, pay for his doctors. He's well equipped to defend himself. I'm not here to defend Devin. We're talking about PD usage in the space of boxing, something that we're all here gathering, talking about because we supposedly love the sport. So what's the problem? It shouldn't be one. And if it is, audit yourself. Check your energy. You know what I mean?
Claymore, most of the channels are all toxic when they talk about these things. There's too much fanboyism. not enough people know anything about the subject I'm talking about, you know, especially when it comes to the steroids. Because when Alicia Baumgartner, when she was tested, and I think it was Primabol. Primabol is a very, very popular steroid in the bodybuilding part. And when she was found with that in, I was thinking, oh my God, that's not going to get in there by food or anything like that. That has to be something that's ingested. But we don't know, or she probably didn't know, that it was in the supplement. Because if a supplement's selling and they're putting in these things, and people are getting muscles or whatever it is, people are going to keep taking it. You know, the general public, man, about. And if somebody else is not doing the due diligence and doing a test of the things they take, they're going to get popped left, right, and center. Yeah.
That's really difficult. I mean, like, if we're going to talk about PDs and what they do and stuff like that, like, maybe Echo, you have more knowledge. I just, like, when people are saying Austrian, Nano, or whatever Elisa got popped with, like, even the one that just got popped with Erica Cruz, I'm so unknowledgeable, even ignorant about what these things do and how you even get them, whether it's in intramuscular or if you can take it through orally, like if it was contaminated. So
nandrolone can come from meat anyway, because Lympha Christi was tested with high levels of nandrolone, and also a lot of athletes take desiccated liver and things like that, and that could be coming from that tainted supplement as well. And also it comes from pork as well. And also when you're doing heavy lifting, you like deadlifting and things like that, your testosterone levels are going to be higher anyway because of the way which you're training. So that can stimulate the metabolites to develop the nandrolone. So this is one of that's why a lot of bodybuilders do things like deadlifts, squats, and things of that nature. So, I mean, like Lympha Christi was tested, and he got for the nandrolone. A lot of people are getting caught with these things, and
you're in the UK, so you're actually BBBOC. So, what is the talk over there as far as Connor Ben and the 20,000 eggs he used?
Right. Okay. The eggs are. I mean, a lot of
eggs that have that because.
Right. The thing is, sorry, go on. Carry on. What were you going to say?
No. You guys have eggs that can pop for that substance.
Right. The thing is, a lot of the things we get in the UK, like even the vegetables, they sometimes come from places like Spain and Italy and whatever. You know, like some of the factories, they import lettuce and things like that come from under the country, and eggs as well, same thing. But bodybuilders have been taking eggs for years because of the positive nitrogen effects of eggs that can give like an anabolic effect, and also because of the lecithin in the egg, which is a product of choline and inositol, which helps with fat burning. I can actually believe that you can. A lot of the bodybuilders in the early days, I'm talking about in the 30s and 40s, used to eat like 30 eggs a day, and because it gave them an anabolic effect. Now, in certain countries out of the UK, in Europe, they've been found to have clomiphene in the eggs. So, and if you're eating a lot, it could. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but a lot of bodybuilders that in the past they used to do that, and I'm sure this is why he did that, to get the anabolic effect from the eggs. And also, a lot of people didn't do this with the eye eggs because they thought it developed cholesterol. But now we know through experimentation and through empirical testing, we know that eggs don't give the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol. Because if you don't put enough cholesterol in your body produces it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I think that he was doing the eggs, because of the anabolic effect. Now, that's not to say that he couldn't have put clomiphene in his body, but it's unlikely he's going to do that.
But isn't clomiphene, like, if you're on, from what I understand, like, if you're on testosterone, you would use clomiphene as a counter reaction for your body to not produce man titties, or I don't even know if I'm talking about it right, but like there's a reason you would do.
Yeah, it masks it. Yeah, it does, because it's a female. It's really for females. It is. So you obviously got the androgen, and you've got the normal hormone for women. So it's like when women take steroids, they usually get deeper voices and whatever, and men get gynecomastia. So this is why. That's why the IVs work so well, because it just flushes all the stuff out of the system. It
100%.
does.
100%.
But the eggs themselves, I mean, they can create an anabolic effect. You don't need to. You can get a really good result from eating a lot of eggs, building your muscles up. You can, for sure.
Yeah, salute to Salo Majad or Mahad, you know what I mean, who's doing the you got your periodic guys who will bring up, Devin and make it about Devin, you know what I mean? They'll come in and they'll say what was the reason for Devin Haney refusing the same day weigh-in? That's the question everyone should be asking themselves.
Let me ask it. Let me answer.
I'm just gonna give him a gift. I was already on. I'm giving him a gift.
Let me answer it. So honestly, I don't know who thought about that question and who decided to present Devin Haney in the way that it was presented. Because I will tell you, and they're going to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You never fought anyone that was higher. Sorry, Nonito fought Rafael Concepcion at 4.5 over the weight limit that he was supposed to be. And Nonito did not have to reweigh because he wasn't the one that missed the weight. Okay. So I don't know who was advising Devin to not require Ryan to do so, because if he violated, that doesn't mean that I have to do anything extra. The problem is on Ryan, not the other way around. I couldn't prove anything. I made weight. You didn't. So now you have these things that you have to contend with. So I don't know who told him that if you put a rehydration on Ryan, it's going to come back on you, because that's false. That's a negotiation tactic, and you had to know that there is absolutely no way, because by contract you made the weight. Also, I do want to talk about, I think Danny Drew said that I'm not totally correct, because state commissions are doing tests and medicals. New York and Nevada are very strict. I apologize, but you are incorrect. When it comes to commissions and medicals, you supply your own medicals. The state does not do them. So if I fight in Nevada and the next year I fight in New York, Texas, Florida, those medicals that are still within the what's it called, the calendar year, and can be used, will be used for the next state that I'm fighting in. So they're not having you do physicals for just New York or physicals just for Nevada. So try again.
Let me know. Guys, check it out. We've been on for over 3 hours. I think it's been going on 4 hours. It's about that time. You know what I'm saying?
I got to cycle to work tomorrow.
For sure. Listen, I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Echo. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Like I said, remember to hit the likes. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. This was a real powerful conversation tonight. And, hopefully we have many more conversations like this, because it's not just about fanboying one boxer. It's about education. And this is what this episode was about tonight. put some perspective on a lot of things going on in the space, and we backed it up with documentation, unlike some other spaces that are just backing it up with, you know what I'm saying,
feeling
ESPN articles and feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Just give them the paintbrushes in the easels. That's it, bro.
Make the
No,
narrative.
thank you guys for having the panel, and it's great to meet you, Echo. I would love to pick your brain more and know what goes on over in the
I'm more than happy to come on and talk about stuff. I mean, really, I'm more of an historian and an ex-fighter and a trainer, but I've got a background in a lot of things, such as, you know, because of my association with people that have done this, you know, with the steroids and whatever, you know, so I understand about sports nutrition and training in general anyway, you know, from the kinesiology and the sports science, everything. So, and the nutrition to lose weight and get themselves in shape. So, and also the rehydration, I understand that very well.
No doubt.
And you can lose 8 pounds in 1 hour if you do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Tell me how to do that again. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Nah, man, I appreciate you guys showing up, man.
Gotta get out of here. I gotta get up early. They say I gotta flush my
Anyway, I'm happy that you've got this channel, Ray, because it's one of the few channels that are very unbiased and objective.
Trying to be.
We try to be,
But
man.
you're doing a great job, because everywhere I go, it's all without sounding too
it's casual.
offensive. It's bullshit. A lot of it, all of it was the bullshit.
It's got a lot of paint easels and
no, it is, man. There's so much boxing going on. I don't understand how people are able to just speak about 1, 2, or 3 fighters every single show, months on end. So much to cover. We don't even get to cover it all for real, because, you know, sometimes we get stuck on defending the stupidest thing. So yeah, man, I appreciate you recognizing our efforts. You know what I'm saying? And what we try.
I always have. That's why I only go on about two people, which is you. I go on Fanon sometimes, and I go to talk to Bruce Gass. That's it.
Right.
I don't go anybody else. I've seen all the other shows. I pass by, I listen to people, but it's all hatred towards other people and other fighters, and you know, and sometimes abuse and threats. I mean, it's just gone overboard now.
The threats get crazy.
Yeah, threatening to kill somebody and go and beat somebody's daughter up, and it's just ridiculous.
100%.
It should never be around. That should never be allowed in boxing, you know. And most of those channels don't know nothing about the history of boxing anyway. It's just ridiculous. You know, they don't even know about the people they support. They don't even know their history of boxing, really. They're just fanboys.
100%.
You know, so I'm glad about you coming on. And I think it's great you've got people such as Rachel on there.
Right.
That obviously got the integrity as well, and you can see that she's got the integrity to follow through with what she says as well. Because I watched a couple of her interviews as well on other channels, and she's never done anything wrong. She's always said it the way it is, and you cannot, you know, eventually you're going to get found out if you're talking
100%. 100%.
I mean, the guy in IBM, John Watson, he was doing a conference, and there's all these executives there wanting to be like managers, and they ask him a question. They go, "How can you be successful? What's the secret?" He says, he stopped speaking for a while, and then he said quietly, he goes, "Don't fake it."
Exactly, man. With time, we get smarter, we get educated with people like yourself and Rachel coming on, and you know, we're watching fighting all day long, and we're talking, giving our opinions on stuff, but more importantly, we're open to expand the conversation. You know what I mean? To expand the whole entire across the whole space of boxing. So I appreciate your patience with us as we're growing, man. I really do. But I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a great evening. I know it's later over there than it is over here, and I know it's late over here. So let's get some.
It's 6:30 in the morning now. It's 6:40.
You're up. You about to eat some coffee and get your day going.
No, I don't drink coffee first thing in the morning. I don't.
Okay.
It's not good to do that.
For sure. Oh, look at him. All right, guys.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, take it easy, Echo. Thanks for the kind words, bro. All right, Clay, I'm getting out of here.
All right, brother.
All right,
good to go tonight, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
I had to set them straight. They hate when you